Good evening. Hello, everyone. Hello. Let me wait for people to get in here. I have a special guest today. It's a hot topic right now. Okay, let me make sure my connection is good because it's acting a little funny. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, let me go ahead and get right into my intro. Let me know how the connection is on your side because it's doing a lot of funny stuff on my side. Let me get into my intro and then I'll be back. Oh, what is going on? Okay, let me get into my intro and then I'll be back.
Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
Okay, so before I bring B. Taylor on, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a background about what's going on. Okay. So first and foremost, let me go ahead and pull up my presentation. You know how I am. I like my presentations. So let me go ahead and bring that up because I don't want to just throw you guys in the middle of stuff that you really don't know any background or have any background or knowledge of. So let's go ahead and pull that up right now. Okay. So we have to start with Miss Pearly things because for me, that's where it starts. But we got to go back 5 months ago because it's been going on for a while.
For doing some videos on this and having some clips ready.
It's been going on for a while, but it's been going under the radar because, of course, Black women don't matter. Not really. Like, we matter, right? But when it's done to us, you know, it gets swept under the rug and it's not a big deal. So a lot of times things don't matter. But now that it is, I guess it's bothering the brothers out here. I guess now it's but it's been a problem for some time now. So we got to go back to Miss Pearly things. Okay, she's currently viral. She blew up Black manosphere because she decided to bring on a white supremacist and she decided to do an interview with him. So I'm going to let this brother give you a background. His name is ABL, and I was just on his YouTube channel. I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel if you're interested. He's a conservative Black. I don't know if he's a part of the manosphere. I don't know if he considers himself a part of the manosphere, but he is reacting to what took place and why this blew up in the way that it did. And it originally started with O'Shea Jackson. I think I'm pronouncing his name right.
In the box. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson for doing some videos on this and having some clips ready. I'm going to play some clips from his videos right now. And without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
I don't wish luck to racists.
Oh, I'm not racist.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Nick.
Yeah, I am a little bit
Yeah,
racist,
I know.
but Listen, but it's not because I hate people. I love people. It's just race is real. Race is real. Race is a part of us. So, hey, it is what it is.
And the Italians, we do not claim you.
Oh, hey, the Italians don't claim you. You're the one dating a black guy. The Italians don't claim me. They don't claim you.
Oh, no, they claim me. They claim me.
I don't think so.
They do.
Italian guys, yeah.
Italians,
Tell an
we're
Italian
big-
guy
we're
about
big
your
lovers.
affinity for black guys. That'll go over real well.
Ha 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 ha. Good one, Nick.
Maybe some Braciole. There's some Italian
No,
for
but
you.
I will make my black boyfriend some of that.
Ugh, wow. You don't know any better.
So that's him talking about her black boyfriend. And by the way, this is how cowardly he is because her boyfriend is King Riches. Now, that is King Riches. He is the black guy that Nick was referring to. Now, just I think the day before that particular clip came out, he was on the show with King Riches because he has a show with Just Pearly Things. I guess he records over there with her in London. He is obviously black, of Nigerian descent, but is from London. Now, when Nick was on the show with King Riches, none of that energy was there. None of this, oh, you dating a white girl, leave our Italian woman alone. None of that was there. People are going to say, oh, he was telling the truth, ABL, but he didn't say it right here. Why? Because he's a coward. Okay? He'll say inflammatory things just to get a reaction, but he'll only say it at certain times because he's not a moron all the way, right? Now, here's more from what Nick said on the show, and then I'm going to get into my reaction because I got a lot to say personally about this guy, Nick Fuentes, and also Just Pearly Things. I think they're both wrong here, and I think to a certain extent, they're both kind of acting out a role. Let's continue.
Countries have done that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so you're saying, why is the Holocaust special?
Yeah, basically.
Oh. Okay, what do you mean, basically?
Well, yeah, I mean, because of course, we're getting into the details of it, but yeah, that's the gist.
Yeah, I mean, but you kind of deny it happened.
I denied some of the parts of
You
it.
deny parts of it don't seem realistic to you. You
Right.
think they were embellished upon.
I think they're embellished, yeah.
The same way. This sounds. Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
They're
You're
gonna
gonna
be
get
in trouble.
yourself
This sounds
canceled.
similar to the slavery stuff too, because that's literally the founder of, or the guy who made Roots said, I wanted a myth for my people to live by. So they often, but that's what they do, is they embellish. And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible. It was.
Right.
But they want to make it like more horrible so that they can control people.
See, right when she was saying that, she knew she was messing up. She knew that she's messing up. Okay, because again, let's have the context. You, Just Pearly Things, are a white female, and your content largely deals with black issues. Okay, in my opinion, she isn't the star of the show most of the time. It's usually her black castmates. Like I just showed you, King Riches, Auntie Jenny. When you bring on Brittany Renner and Andrew Tate, when you bring on these people, that is the star of the show, the black guests you bring on. So when you have a platform to center around that, then you bring on this racist guy, a guy who many of us think is racist, and you are on there laughing and grinning and whatnot about the Holocaust and slavery and, oh, it wasn't that bad. It doesn't even matter if what she's saying has any kind of fact to it. It doesn't matter because it's the perception. Why would you do this? Why would you bring a guy like this on? And she can't say that she didn't know any better. She can't say that because many of us warned her about it. Okay, is a picture of me. So, and this is your meetup. This is who you have around you. 90% of people maybe didn't make any sense to bring on a guy like Nick Fuentes. Okay, why would you bring him on? Out of all people in the world, why him? Makes no sense.
I think I deal with more city girls than anyone on this panel.
Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on with my connection. So let me remove it and then try to bring it back. Because I kind of wanted you guys to see who her employees are. Majority are Black men. That is why they are making this a big deal, because they feel used, slighted, backstabbed, a lot of different things. and then she was recently exposed. She was recently exposed by one of her employees. Now, King Riches, he's one of her employees, one of her talents that she has brought on by contract. So he's going to stand behind her because he's on contract too. I think a lot of men that are standing behind her are on contract, but that's a conversation for another day. Okay. So if you're wondering why are they standing behind her, money. Somebody said one of her slaves. That's what it's giving. Okay, I have a slideshow. Let me see if it works again. Let me pull it up.
Having some clips ready. I'm going to play some clips from his videos right now. And without further ado, let's go.
Okay, it's still lagging. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just.
What do you mean, basically?
Well, yeah, I mean, because
I'm gonna just remove it. I'm gonna just break it up. I want to. Bring up this next part. So I'm going to go ahead and play this Just Pearly Things clip with B. Taylor because B. Taylor called this out 5 months ago. She called it out 5 months ago. 5 months ago. And people came for her. People was shutting her down, telling her to shut up. She don't know what she's talking about, telling her to mind her business. Get in line, girl. You need to be doing what this white woman doing, and you need to be like her. But she confronted her months ago about this. So let's go ahead and listen.
With the amount of people I talk to in a week.
Why do you feel like you surround yourself with those type of people?
Because I do a live show 4 times a week.
But why do you bring on those type of people?
They make good TV.
What is your
so
you're doing it for entertainment?
Yeah.
So that's your
it's an entertaining show. Yeah.
Okay. So when you talk about Black issues, it's more so for entertainment?
I don't talk about Black issues. I talk about dating.
Most of your panelists are Black.
Sometimes not.
Most of them are, from what I've seen.
It depends on the show. I don't do the recruiting, actually.
But you allow it, you approve it, right?
No, I deal with more city girls than anyone on this panel with the amount of people I talk to in a week.
Why do you feel like you surround yourself with those type of people?
Because I do a live show 4 times a week.
But why do you bring on those type of people?
They make good TV.
What is your so you're doing it for entertainment?
Yeah.
The girl told y'all what she was gonna do. I don't know why these men crying about it. Y'all didn't have a problem then. Y'all came for B. Taylor. I don't get it. She said exactly what she was gonna do before she did it, which is why I'm not mad at Pearly Things. I like a person that's straight up about what they doing. She didn't hide her intentions. She said exactly what she was doing, but it went right over their head because, Miss Pearly. Now they want to whine and cry about it. Miss Pearly, I'm sorry she spoke to you like that. I think it's funny. Miss Pearly, I'm sorry she spoke to you like that. We need you. We need you. Okay, so let me pull up this Black man, one of her employees, who recently exposed her.
Grow her channel. And if she could suggest this to me, somebody.
Now, wait a minute, you guys. The voice is funny. The voice is funny because I sped it up a little bit. I don't know if people are trying to copyright, but just in case they tried to copyright, I sped up the audio just a little bit. So if he's talking funny or fast, listen, it's YouTube.
I had been with her from the beginning and I had helped grow her channel. And if she could suggest this to me,
you guys, I don't know why it's lagging like this, but we're just going to keep going because on my side, it's saying my connection is well. So I don't know.
Somebody who helped her grow her channel, then you are nothing to her. I have only given you around 30% of what I know. We haven't even touched on the very odd and weird parties that Pearl likes to invite people to. And I was invited to one last year, and she told me that her manager was coming from America and they were going to have a party. And very interestingly, they said that it was going to be board games. And I said, okay, cool. I don't mind playing Monopoly. I don't mind playing Snakes and Ladders. When I got there and I asked her about the board game, she said, no, a board game. There was a whiteboard in the living room. And what she proposed was that we all have a time on the whiteboard and we do what she says and we talk about certain things which were quite sexual and we put them on the whiteboard. But you know what I saw? I always saw her manager Colby in the corner filming everything. And we've all spoken amongst ourselves and we've spoken about Hollywood and the things that go down. And within that party, what I saw was if people were on that board doing very sexual things and doing things while they were drunk, that stuff was being recorded. But we'll speak about it another time.
Here, I want to ask the men in here. I want to ask the men in here. Okay. Women, raise your hand if you think women like violence.
Okay, let me remove this for a sec. So let me try to see if you can kind of get a gist of what the party kind of looks like.
Okay. Women, raise your hand if you think women like violence.
Like, who asks questions like that? That's weird. That sound like a setup. And you a black man around nothing but non-black women? That sound like a setup. But listen, that ain't my business. I didn't come here for that. Your mama had that conversation. Your sister had that conversation. Your auntie had that conversation. If you don't know better by now, well, that's on you.
I want to ask the men in here. Okay. Women, raise your hand if you think women like violence.
That's weird. That's such a weird question to me. Sound like a setup. But hey, ain't my business. I didn't come here for that. I just had to give you guys a little bit of a background about what's going on and why we are here today. Now, the reason why I'm bringing on B. Taylor is because she got a lot of backlash for asking Pearly things, questions about why she was in the Black space. That's number one. Why she felt the need to comment on Black women. That's number two. And she had to hold it down all by herself for the most part, because she was the only woman that I've seen on these panels that were not afraid to actually speak up and to speak out and to speak against what was going on. Because a lot of women on the panel, they just sat there and didn't really say much. So it takes a lot of guts to be in these spaces with these men and still have your voice, because they will try to silence you with insults. They will try to silence you with personal jabs. You guys know that's why I stay in my echo chamber, because I can be feminine here. If I go to these panels, I'm going to have to be in my masculine energy, because you're not going to overtalk me. You're not going to insult me. You're not going to take personal jabs. So until men know how to communicate to women, I stay in my echo chamber. I mind my business. And it is what it is. It is what it is, because these men don't know how to talk to women. That's what it seemed like. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on Bree Taylor, and we're going to get into some questions that I had for her. Let me see. Well, hello, B. How are you doing?
Hi. Hey, Yanni.
It's nice to finally chat with you face to face. I know we've been chatting offline, trying to get familiar with everything and get today's live scheduled and set up. So I'm really excited to have you on.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
For the people that don't know who you are, give a little bit of a background about yourself.
Okay. Hey, y'all. I am B Taylor TV. I have a YouTube channel. I talk about girl chat, relationship stuff, encouragement about depression, anxiety, mental health. I'm actually a journalist, so I work for a news station in my city, went to school for that, and I'm in a pretty big market, so I'm pretty proud of that. I'm a digital producer. So yeah, that's me. I just like to talk like my subscribers are my friends. And somehow I got wrapped up in the Black manosphere, and that has just been an interesting roller coaster.
So I have to ask you, how did you get in the space? Because first of all, it's hard to get in the space, especially when you're a Black woman. That's number one. But then number two, I noticed based off of the research that I've conducted that you do a lot of panels with the Lapeef show.
Yeah, so I started off with the crew season.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but they're the crew season. Actually, I had more subscribers than them. And so when me and my boyfriend went to the movies, we ran into one of the members, and he was telling me about them, that they're like a Kevin Samuels type of podcast. And I was like, oh, heck no. Like, we're going to have to go at it one day. So I said, you know what, let's collab, because I want to hear you guys take, and I want you guys to hear how women think about this space and our take. Like, we deserve to be heard as well. So I got invited doing their stuff, and they started doing like panels. They just started doing like panels. And I was on a video that kind of went viral about it was on the Pineapple Show, where the girl like denied the guy that was like a chemist or something like that. Do you remember that video? And she was like, do you remember that?
I don't really is this crew season? I've seen some of their stuff. I haven't seen all
but
of
it went like viral, like everywhere, that the girl like cut him off because he was like a chemist. And so I was in that video, and a lot of people did reactions to it. And it did.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Like Russell Wilson?
Yeah, him.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
People started to get familiar with my face, and they were like, who is this girl? And they started to see me on the cruise season, and then someone from Lapeef noticed me as well, because they had connections, and they invited me on for the first time on Thursday show. And Thursday show is just a different ball game. It's war. It's dirty. Like, it's like you can't come there with your guard down. As a Black woman, they will tear you apart. If you're a single mother, they would tear you apart. If you made any mistakes, if you're past 27 and not married, they're going at you. Like, I mean, if you're past 30 and not married, they're coming at you. If you're overweight, they're coming at you. Like, it's a lot. Oh, if you're too educated, they're coming at you. So I wasn't really prepared. I mean, I kind of knew what it was about, but I just didn't know that she was going to be there, and that they were going to, like, they tore me up for saying I felt like it was a setup, but the dynamics, it's like the personalities, they knew who to bring,
That's part of their job, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So I spoke to JR, who is the owner of the Lapeef show. I spoke to his assistant, and he told me that he does not stand for the way you were treated by Anton on the show. And it was something that they thought a lot about, and they have been I won't say cutting ties with him, that he's still doing things behind the scenes. But when it comes to adding him on panels with women, they've kind of like cut back on that. I think he still does other panels and things like that, but he used to do panels every Thursday. But the way that he treated you and another woman, and how women have been quitting the show, they have really tried to kind of like distance themselves publicly because of the fact that they don't stand behind, he doesn't stand behind, his network, his team does not stand behind Anton and how he treated you during these recordings. That's what I was told. I like to get all sides of the story. The only person that I did not speak to before doing this live was Anton. So I know JR. I think he's a good guy for what I know. And I understand his vision. His vision is to create a diverse panel to have both black men, black women, white men. I mean, I saw a white man on there the other day. I'm like, oh, okay, he's trying to, okay, I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to create a diverse space with diverse voices to give a diverse conversation. So I understand what he's trying to do. So he's saying he does not stand by the actions of Anton, the Lapeef network. Now, what they choose to do in their personal time, that's not my business. So I just wanted to put that out there. But I do want to ask, how did you end up connecting with Anton?
So it was not with Anton, it was with JR. And I do want to say that JR did apologize to me about how everything went down. He really felt bad, like that I felt like I was set up. I felt like he was really hurt by that when I said it on the live, that I feel like I'm being set up. He was like, what's going on? Like, that's not what I wanted it to be. And so I'm actually cool with JR. So I don't have nothing bad to say about JR, by the way. Anton, I really did not work with Anton until he was trying to work with me up until last month.
Why did he like kind of center you out? Because this man talks about you a lot on his channel compared to the other ladies.
I think I bring numbers. I think that people started to notice that when you mention B. Taylor, if you come at B. Taylor, if you have if you could see it, like you type in B. Taylor versus this person, or B. Taylor gets schooled, or something like that, it does views. I don't know why people get so excited. These men get so excited with tearing me down. But
well,
yeah,
first of all, you're an attractive woman.
Thank you.
Okay. Regardless of your personal life and your personal situation, you're an attractive woman, and men love to humble women that are attractive, that think too highly of themselves, even thinking highly of yourself after you've made past mistakes, current mistakes, whatever the case may be. They don't like that. Yeah. But a brother from the hood can sell drugs for years, can go to jail, do jail time. A brother from the hood can unalive somebody, and it's free him, rest in peace, blah, blah, blah. You know how it is. But as soon as a black woman does it, you know what they do? They move the goalposts, and all of a sudden, it's, you ain't nothing, you washed up, you da-da-da-da. And but when it comes to these men, they get so much grace. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. So
I'm very vocal too. Like, I don't let them. That first time, I really wish I would have went harder, because how I am now, I would have really went hard at Pearly if I had a chance to.
Girl, save your energy, because
I wouldn't do it now. But looking back, I'm like, oh man, but now I'm very vocal, and I don't know why I'm vocal. And I stand my ground on and they say I'm pro-woman and I'm anti-man and I'm part of the sisterhood, all these things about me where they just, they like to clip me up and post misleading titles about me.
This is your situation reminds me of LSU. I don't know if you know anything that is currently going on in the basketball realm of things, women's basketball, but it's very similar to the LSU situation with, I believe her name is
Reese. Is it like Reese something?
No, I want to say it's Angela. I want to say it's Angela White. Let me double check.
Oh, okay.
No, yes, Reese. It's Angel Reese. I'm sorry. I wanted to say Angela. I got Angela White on my mind. It's on the brain. I'm sorry. Angel Reese. She is experiencing a very similar situation to what you experienced. And I find that to be interesting because, again, when it comes to the Black woman, we can't truly express ourselves. We can't truly speak on what we go through. We always have to kind of dim our light and speak, with a certain tone. And then even when we do that, it's still not enough. So Angel is, in her current situation, is exactly what I witnessed with you. And how do you feel about that? Do you feel like you were slighted in a way, silenced in a way during this time?
The only difference I can say with them, it's more Black people standing up for her. My problem is that what was so hurtful on my situation. I got attacked by nothing but Black men.
Okay.
You know, so it's like, I'm sorry if am I echoing?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. The difference between that is like you see Black people standing up for her, and it's more so people of different races criticizing her. And that's kind of like expected. You know, you expect people to kind of be a little racist or be harder on like the Black woman or a Black man. But when it's Black men attacking me so hard, and like they were dragging, like, I mean, this is, if you just look at the comments from my previous videos, I tried to delete them because it was giving me so much anxiety. But it was the fact that it was from my, like, they did this over another woman. It just proves like the stereotype that they constantly will praise another race of woman over you and compare you to them and just drag you for filth.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I just see how it doesn't matter what a woman does. The goalpost is moved. So they are saying it's echoing. I don't know where the echoing may be. I don't hear echo. Do you hear echo on your side?
No, I don't. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfectly fine. There's no echo.
Okay, yeah, there's no echo now. I did kind of hear it when I was talking.
Okay. The echo is back, or is it gone, guys, before we move forward? It may be YouTube.
Oh, is it? I think it's fine now.
Put a 1 in the chat if it's good. Okay, it's good. Okay. So my next question is this, because if you search your name on YouTube, you are known as the roster girl. So how did you become the known roster girl in the Black manosphere space?
Oh my God, because while I was on the panel with Pearly, they were saying, like, I don't know, I forgot what the actual subject was, but I said that I think that women should have different options in dating, and I used the word roster. And even the women were like, no, you should never use that word. And when I said something along the lines, like, I'm not saying sleep with them, like, I was celibate for 4 years, and they all like kind of like laughed, like, oh, like the men were like, oh, you don't believe that. Like, I'm lying. I'm like, no, there's empowerment with being celibate. So why can't I date different men? Like, if I go out Monday and I meet a guy, he asks for my number, and he asks me out on a date on Saturday, and I meet a guy on Thursday, I'm not going to tell the guy that I met on Thursday, oh, I'm sorry, I'm reserving myself for some stranger I haven't even, you know, but you keep him, like, you can get numbers and you can talk to people. I'm not saying like sleep with all these people. I just said you have a roster of men, as in date multiple men that have not taken you serious. Until somebody takes you serious, then that's when you take somebody serious. But if you're just talking to these people, texting them, getting to know them, calling them or whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. And for some reason, like, the men got so mad about me saying, have options, ladies, because these men be playing with your feelings. They be playing with your emotions. And especially if you're a woman like me who wear my heart on the sleeve, like, I get attached. Like, if I like you, like, I'm so invested. And I used to get my feelings hurt all the time when I would find out the guy that I'm talking to is talking to multiple women. So to keep it distracted,
I gotta keep it real with you. Now, you know what this is truly about, right? Men are territorial. And when men are territorial, they tend to be controlling, whether they want to acknowledge that or not. Now, listen, I grew up in a very strict household, and I understood that when men are territorial, they're protecting, right? These men are not protecting like they used to. So a lot of women don't want to deal with a man being territorial. If you're not going to do your job, what's the point of you being territorial? But we all know what it's really about. It's about you being attached to one man while he gets to go out here and get in all these different women's faces, and you're supposed to remain loyal, non-committed, by the way, waiting on him to choose you. Women are getting smarter. Women are getting smarter. They're serial dating, as they should, because too many men nowadays play too many games and waste women's time. And I can even empathize with men and say, oh, I see it on both sides. Because I do. I see women out here playing games, and I see men out here playing games. But I have to be honest with the men that are tuning in. Women are playing games because you started it. Where do you think we got the idea from? Where do you think we got the inspiration from? Men lead, women follow. And until these men take accountability for their ways, their actions, and the things that they do, hello, women are going to continue to follow you.
Exactly.
It's what it is.
So
So
if they took us serious, we're going to have to do that.
If men stopped the games and stopped wasting women's time, they wouldn't feel the need to serial date. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
Men are supposed to be the leaders. They keep beating on their chest. They alpha this, alpha that. Okay, leaders lead by their actions.
Right.
You're not going to get the respect from women any other way. If you're out here telling women to do one thing and you're doing the complete opposite, you don't have the respect at all, and you won't get it that way. So if you want women to not have this roster, stop creating a roster for yourself. It's that simple.
And it was like me and another Black girl, she was mixed. So it was 2 biracial women on there, or 3. I think it was 2, 1 light skin, and then it was me. And then it was like, but it was like they were comparing the 2 Black girls to the other women of races who, Pearly is like caping for them. Like, I think you should date one at a time. And I'm like, Pearly, do you even have dating experience? Do you have real dating experience? So you don't have the same dating experience that I have, nor do we attract the same type of men. So therefore, like, I'm not even trying to go there, but I'm just like, girl.
No, we're about to go there tonight. I got time today. Listen, I grew up with white girls.
Same dating options. I'm sorry.
Listen, I grew up with white girls. I've been around white girls my whole life. I've been around the white girls back in the day when they had the tracks in the back of their head, clip ins showing, cheerleaders, and they got that messy bun, and you can see all the tracks in the back. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? I also went to school with white girls that was sucking D in the staircase and getting caught. Okay. So we don't do that. Girl, your mama would put you on birth control as soon as you turn, 14, 15 years old, because she was like, have fun, Becky. Go have fun. Get it out your system. And it's going to be okay, with her little Juicy Couture sweats on. That's what I saw growing up in a predominantly white neighborhood. Mm-hmm. That's what they was out here doing.
Same.
And encouraging their daughters to be so sexually liberated. Yeah, get it out your system. Yeah. They did that they did it in middle school, high school, and college. And then they were like, when you get done, you better marry Jason. You better marry Jonathan. You better marry William. Yeah. Hello, I'm in the bedroom listening to this type of stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, your mom is putting you on birth control? And she's like, she's telling me that, it's time, and she was put on birth control around this age. And I'm just like, my mama is telling me not to have sex, keep your legs closed, and all of that. So these men are trying to use these women as the example, but I'm just like, they ain't never been an example for me. They always been the opposite. It was the main reason why the Black boys at my school did not even deal with us, because we were not easy. The whole saying around the school was like, Becky easy. You can have your fun with her. Go with Becky. But when it was a Black woman, you knew that she wasn't just going to be down for anything. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us came from, if we lived in a predominantly white neighborhood community, we had fathers in the home. Right. So it wasn't none of that, we going to do this and fool around and it was none of that. No. But because these men have these just weird stereotypes in their head about white people and Black people, it's crazy. Black people,
they love the stereotype. They love the stereotype, us Black women, right? Like, we loud, aggressive, we this, we that, but oh God forbid their stereotype. Let's stereotype them for bank accounts. Like, let's stereotype them and compare them to other races of men. They don't want to do that.
Oh no, it's real simple. Black men are criminals, Black women are hoes. And that is our stereotype.
Right.
So if a Black man is looking at me as a hoe, I'm looking at him as a criminal. And it's just that simple. 2 can play that game. But you know what's interesting about this? Black people who grew up like from the hood and stuff like that, you guys have like this delusional ass view on white people. And white people are not that different. They're really not. They sell drugs out of their house. 5-bedroom, stainless steels, pools in the back. Okay. You selling on the corner. Yeah. That's it. And then some of y'all drive out to the suburbs to get your supply so you can sell on the corner. So when I was growing up, I went to parties. They was selling drugs. Like, you try to make it seem like white people are like perfect and they don't do anything wrong. And oh my, they don't get pregnant. Yeah, they do. They send their daughter off to a boarding school. She had that baby and she come back like nothing ever happened. So stop trying to put this perfect image of what white people are. Oh, they don't do anything wrong. Like, please let that go. You have a very, very like your mind is warped with like this delusion. White people and black people are not that different. We are not that different. I promise you, we are not. The only thing that separates us is race in this system, and that is it. That is it. So I just don't understand. I've been around white people majority of my life, and I'm an observer. I keep quiet. I be seeing stuff, and I'm like, oh wow, they be doing that. That's crazy. Okay, they be doing that in the black neighborhood too, but they doing it over here. That's crazy. The only difference between white and black people is white people get away with stuff. That's it. That's it. So when things are recorded, when it comes to criminal activity, right? Our numbers look bad, but because they get away with stuff, they're in a position of controlling those recordings and then having the privilege to get a jail out of free card. I don't know how many kids I saw get a free out of jail card, and it was just like, wow, I could never get that. I can never get that. I'm black. I can't get that, but they did. So please let that fantasy go. It's delusional. It's not realistic. Stop putting white people on this imaginary ass pedestal. Like, these are the same people that incriminated themselves when they enslaved us. Remember? Come on, seriously. And you trying to paint them like, oh, they can do no wrong. They got mind stuff for real. They do. So I don't know why they have that. We was watching what was it, Sex in the City. I'm pretty sure you've seen the episode, Brittany, with Sex in the City, where all the women were sitting around at a table and they were talking about how many men they had been with.
You know what? That's a good, because imagine if it's a show full of black women doing what they were doing. Like,
no way.
No.
No way. You think we can do a show called Sex in the City? No. And then we sure can't sit down and be like, yeah, I've been with 60 men. Yeah, I've been with 80 men. And I'm like, I'm watching this and I'm like, what the hell? 60?
And it's a very popular show. It's very, very popular.
And I could never say that mess out loud. Ever. I was shocked by that. That was one episode that really stuck out to me because I'm like, they really sitting down around this table, like bragging about how many men they have slept with. But black women, we can never do that.
No, we can't.
We would look crazy even saying it in front of other black women. Not just black men. We would look crazy saying it in front of other black women. So that's what was so shocking to me. I'm like, wow, they sitting around this table saying they have been with all these different men. That's crazy.
No, we're not allowed to be liberated.
Not like that. But that's my question. Is it liberating?
No, it's not. I speak against that. It's not liberating. Like, it has gotten us the stereotype that we are, baby mamas, and but to play a part into that. Like, if the men are not marrying the women that they're getting pregnant, then you can't just blame the women. Like, y'all are supposed to be the leaders of the community. So why are y'all not looking at the leaders of the community? And that's all I'm doing. Is I always hold the men accountable on these panels, and they always hold the women accountable. And it's just like, where can y'all, as men, y'all want us to talk to the women, and y'all want to talk to the women? Who's talking to the men?
Nobody. And an old wise man, I posted him on my Instagram. He said, listen, women weren't bitches until you men became dogs. And I'm like, well, that make a lot of sense. Women didn't become bitches until men became dogs. That is what he said. So I think the accountability, it falls on both men and women. I don't know why and I have to be real. It's a lot of Gen Xers. Y'all like to point the finger, argue back and forth and stuff like that. And I get it. Y'all went through a hard period. You did. Drugs were just infested in the community, and you basically had to raise yourself.
Yeah.
So, but y'all listen, the millennials, we going to therapy. We doing the work that we need to do because we learn from the Gen Xers. But y'all still going back and forth with each other. I'm one of the youngest in the space, and I'm just like, why are y'all doing this? It don't even make sense. Take the accountability. If men want to be leaders and you want the respect from your women, you need to carry yourself a certain way. Your actions need to match what you're saying. Once that happens, women will follow that. We will follow that.
Yeah, we naturally follow. So if the men are acting a fool and out here being wild and giving their body to everybody and not marrying women and wifing up, not wifing up, but spoiling the women who are getting the BBLs, the women who are dressing provocative, the women who are showing off their body. Y'all saying y'all don't want them girls, but if you go, you're finding your man in the comment section.
Derek Jackson.
Crush.
Derek Jackson.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like y'all say y'all want one thing, but then when we look at your Instagram and we look at the type of women you're wanting and you're reposting on your stories about, they don't look like the women that y'all say y'all want to marry. Y'all passing those girls up. So those girls got tired and start being city girls or hot girls or whatever. And I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying they're following what y'all are doing.
Yep. And men will never admit the fact that they created this culture of women. Women came from a man's nutsack. I don't know whose nutsack, but whatever nutsack she came from, that man needs to be accountable for that woman. He was supposed to raise her. If he did, or did he?
A lot of our fathers didn't teach us the game either. Let's start there. Like, a lot of our dads didn't. They wanted to tell us, don't have sex, don't talk to the boys, right? So I grew up just like in your type of home where it's strict, religious, like sheltered. And so when I got in the real world, the first dude that told me, wow, like, and I wasn't getting attention in high school like that. So it's like the first like real guy that was attractive, that liked me, and I liked him back. I'm like, oh my God, I'm head over heels because I'm not taught the game. I'm not taught what looks like a lie, because sometimes the lies sound like the truth.
Yeah.
So
my situation was just a tad bit different. My dad scared me at everything. I mean, he scared me out of everything. Scared me out of having kids. This straight up. My dad, we worked out our issues, but this is just me being honest with you. He would say things like, I wouldn't get pregnant. You're going to blow up big as a house. Wouldn't do it. So I don't have kids now. I don't have kids. That's what I heard growing up. Wouldn't get pregnant. You're going to blow up. Oh. Damn. Well, okay. I guess I won't have them then. Like, it's just like stuff like that. I was being body shamed by my father in the home. So when it came to a lot of stuff, there's a lot of stuff I didn't want to do.
Yeah. No,
so I was sheltered, but I was also dealing with that.
Right. Which impacted your self-esteem.
Right. Which made me avoidant of men and things like that. So every girl, depending on how you was raised, you're going to react differently. To you, that's poetry. This man telling you things your father don't even tell you. For me, I'm terrified of just about any and everything because of what my daddy was teaching me, which was just the way he went about it was just wrong,
Yeah.
So it's, every Black girl gonna be different. But honestly, when it comes to raising a daughter, you just need to be honest with her.
Yeah, you do.
You need to be honest with her. I think my older brother played that role. He was just honest with me. He told me the game before I went off to college. He said, listen, don't let a senior or a junior try to get you out of your panties because he gonna go home to his girlfriend. So don't get caught up in that. He was just real with me. So I was a virgin throughout college. Didn't really trust nobody for real because men were playing games. If you don't want your daughter to deal with the games, just be honest with her. But remember the type of honesty that you have to give her, right? How are men innocent if you got to give her that type of game? How are men unaccountable when you have to give her that type of game?
Yeah. And it's so many, and it's hard to sift through what is real and what is fake.
Like, how are we supposed to know what men to trust and what men not to trust?
And I would say learn from me. That's what my channel is all about. I messed up so many times. I'm like, let me tell y'all about my mistakes so y'all won't be like me.
And that's what we all do. Hell, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Hell, that's what I did. So you gotta be honest. Like, real talk with Yanni is about me being honest with myself, and then I'm just sharing it with you. Either you connect with it or you don't. But I'm not trying to come across real to you. I don't care about that. I really don't. It's about me being real with myself, because that's the only thing that's gonna save you. When you're real with yourself, you could be accountable for your actions, and it's just really that simple.
That's true. That's true.
So the next one that I want to get into this clip, because I'm about to get into this clip. So Anton said that Black women are the real enemies. Now, I found this clip to be shocking. This was emailed to me. Shout out to the girl that emailed me. I really do appreciate it, because she brought this to my attention. I didn't see this panel. I don't really tune in to other YouTubers because I'm busy. So when I came across this panel, I'm like, what the hell? When did he say this? It's shocking because he's married to a Black woman. He has a Black daughter. But he said that Black women are the real enemies. So let me go ahead and play this clip, because I was just, like I said, I was really shocked by this. I could not believe that he said that. Oh, wait, that's not it. I think it's this. I want to say it's this one. And of course, I'm going to want your opinion on this.
Okay.
Law, and you know how I know it ain't equal? Because at the same time that y'all advocating for more feminism, more equal rights for equal play, y'all advocating against family court laws and updating the laws that wasn't even designated or allocated for y'all in the first place. It wasn't even meant for y'all. Y'all took advantage of the system. Y'all fucking up our community. It's y'all fault.
Do you think it's equal, or they're fighting for superiority? I just wanted to, based on what
they full of the devil. That's what they are.
I would say.
Did somebody steal your wheels recently?
When a woman is broke, she gets government assistance.
Hey, Mr. Lego, you can't do that no more. You can't do that no more. You cannot do that no more. You're not doing that this show. No, you're not. Because I'm watching it now.
Y'all
see them flip-flops. No, you gotta stay on hold. You gotta stay on hold.
Her children.
Hey, Deon said he gotta read the super chats.
Yo, Ali is butthurt.
No, they can no. Think about it. They can literally take a man's take a man
Send
and
him to
put his
jail.
name on a birth certificate in order to get benefits for it, and he's responsible for that child, even if the federal government know that it's not his kid. It's men going to jail today for child support for kids that's not even theirs.
Not even theirs.
That's crazy. And y'all want to sit here and have conversations with us about responsibility? First, you're gonna have to come to the table in honesty and in truth and being real about the situation that y'all putting these guys in and y'all putting yourselves in. Y'all can't even come and be honest with who y'all are, and y'all want us to be able to support y'all and protect y'all and hold y'all down and marry y'all. And then y'all wondering why black men is divesting themselves against these women. What makes you think that they want to be with y'all and y'all are not even honest with yourselves and coming to the table honestly? We don't even ask nothing from y'all. We don't ask y'all to do nothing for us. We don't ask y'all to bring money to the table. We don't ask y'all to support us. We don't ask shit from y'all.
Ladies, are you hearing that? Are you hearing that? So I don't need to I don't need to show up to no protest because he's not asking for nothing. I don't need to come out of pocket for no donations when it comes to these shootings, because they don't be asking for nothing. That's what he just said, you guys. I hope you listening, because say no more. Say no more. I've already put the cape. I took the cape off. So he's saying we don't got to do nothing, ladies. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. So stand down, step back. Let these men, let the gentlemen handle it. Okay? Let them handle it. Because clearly, they don't be asking us for nothing. That's what he said. So I'm gonna go with what he's saying.
All we are is behind the 8 ball because we can subject very relate to is really our enemy, because they won't even be honest with what it is that they bring into the table. You bring in lies, deceits, irresponsibility, and you're looking to get saved and you're looking to retire. All they do is use us. They don't actually add value. You want to know what's really wrong with the black community? Is that the woman is out of her purpose and she's not a helpmeet no more. Yep. She's the enemy. She's more of an enemy than a white man ever has. She's more of an enemy than anybody in history has ever been to the black community, because she's the very person.
Now, you guys know what bed bucking is, right? You guys know what that is. Now, he said that the black woman was the bigger enemy than the white man. But damn, every time you try to get these men to get a job, you try to say, hey, we need more money. Oh, the white man hold me down. He hold me back. I don't know. I don't know if I could come through on the rent. I don't know if I could come through on the car payment. I don't know if I could come through. Okay. Are we talking about the same white man that had you bent over and took your manhood on the plantation, right? And he did it in front of everybody. He had you bent over, took your manhood in front of your family, stripped you of your manhood. Are we talking about that same white man? I need somebody to clarify that for me, because these men were bent over, humiliated, manhood just stripped. And us as black women had to witness that. Our ancestors had to witness that. Are we talking about the same white man? Is that the same white man that we're talking about? So is it shocking to me that he's out here creating all of this content defending Pearly things? No. No, it's not shocking. I don't know why this is shocking to black men out here. They're like, well, I don't know why he cooning like that, huh? Well, he just told you that the black woman is the biggest enemy to the it ain't the white man. Crazy. Because we had to witness your manhood being stripped from you. That's crazy. And we still stood by your side afterwards, by the way. So that's crazy. But okay, listen, ladies, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's why black women need to focus on themselves. I don't know why y'all keep putting all this energy into these men. If you would just stop trying to fix, stop trying to please, stop trying to worship, and take all that energy that they don't want and you pour it back into yourself. Oh my gosh.
Person that comes in with deceit and looks to use you and then disperse of you when she's done with you. And then she'll move on when it's all said and done, and then say, well, what about the kids? Fuck them kids and fuck that woman too. Throw that hoe out with the bathwater. Throw the baby out with the bathwater. Start the fuck over. Get a whole new group of women, and then fix the community that way. Because we tired of these hoes.
I can't relate. I don't know if this is like a personal thing.
No, it's real. I'm not the problem in the community. I'm married to my woman. I've been married for almost 19 years. I never had a child out of wedlock, and I still got to look at my paycheck and say, who the fuck is these little kids that I'm paying for?
Now, I want you guys to remember that he called black women hoes right here in this section here. Okay. Just keep that in mind for later. So let me go ahead and remove this clip. Brittany, do you have anything to say regarding all of that, sis?
So I wish you would have let it play just a little bit, because I was like, who you talking to? He was like, you are the problem. Like, he pointed to me and was like, I'm talking about you, women like you. And I'm like, you're not talking about me, because you're talking about people who are, I don't know, he was talking about like welfare and stuff like that. Every person that's a mom or a single mom or an unmarried mother or whatever is not all out here struggling. And we're not out here taking money from your paychecks.
I feel like black women are prideful when it comes to government assistance.
Yeah, they are actually. Even when they need it, they don't apply for it, actually. So when he was saying that, I don't know, Antoine confuses me, because it's like he's one way on the panel, and then, thank you, Lucky, sorry. He's one way on the panel, but then it's like, I want to see you win, but it's like, do you? I'm confused, because it's like, one minute he's like, oh, B. Taylor, I see potential in you, but then it's the way he said it. It was, I don't know, he confuses me, and I did not agree with what he said. It's like, you're pushing the stereotype out here. I understand he wants better, I guess, for black women, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just seeing that clip from the outside, because I was on the panel.
Right.
So seeing it from the outside in its entirety, and he just confuses me because it's like when people meet him in person, apparently he's not like that. So I don't know if it's like a character, maybe for entertainment. I don't know.
It don't align, and I'm just be real with you. It don't align because how you married to a whole black woman, and this is how you're speaking to other black women.
It's like you speaking to black women, if you have a message, that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it. That's not how you insulting us, telling us that we're the enemy and we're 304s and F your children. Like that to me, like when you're on those type of panels, you can't react. You can't react like, oh man, I'm so offended. I'm so mad that you said that, because I'm thinking about myself, like, who you talking to? Who is? Who you talking about? But it's like, because if I was to react, then I'm demonized. It's like, let that man speak. But if I say something back and rebuttal, it's, why you being so emotional? I'm a woman. I'm supposed to be. Don't use my womanhood against me and say I'm being emotional when I'm a woman. I'm supposed to be. But when y'all be emotional, should I call that out? Where's your manhood at? Where's your masculinity? So that's a lot to take in. Sorry, I'm kind of like.
Well, girl, I got another clip for you. So hold on to your seat, girl. Hold on to your seat. So he called out a 304. Now, the reason why I have to show you guys these clips is because he contradicts himself later. So I had to show you these clips. They're very triggering. So if you are the type to get easily triggered, I'm going to tell you, go ahead and tap out, sis. I'm sorry. You're going to have to catch my next one. Okay. Do I have that one saved? I'm trying to look for it. I think I saved it differently. I think I just played that one. Girl, I have so many videos. It's not even funny.
Oh, there's so many videos to clip, which is funny because I just thought about it when you said, I was thinking about the questions before I came on with Pearly and them. He got into it with Kay and Caleb and made an after show. And he said, you know what? I'm going to bring on some white women. He was like, I'm going to bring on some fine white women. And that's what happened the next show.
You know what I find interesting about white women is how they can clean themselves up, and because they have the privilege to do so. Like I think about anytime I'm out in my community and I'm thinking about giving back to the homeless and I see a white woman, I'm like, wow, all she got to do is clean herself up. And because she has white privilege, she don't miss a beat. She don't miss a beat. All she got, but a black homeless woman, right? She would have to do so much. She would have to go back to school. She would have to do all of these different things to put herself in a better position. So I find it interesting that Anton said something like that, because a white woman can be 304s, their middle school, high school, and college career, right? And clean themselves up. And because they're white, you believe them.
Why do you think it's like that?
Because white men did their job. They protected the white woman's sexuality. And I've been talking about this. I'm like, the reason why black women and our sexuality is seen and stereotyped in the way that it is because of what happened to us during slavery. We were exploited. We were we were sexually abused for profit. So that's why they can hoe in middle school. That's why they can have a 304 career. They can be in the porn industry, clean themselves up, and act like it never happened. But a black woman could never. So I don't know why he keeps trying to use white women as this standard, because again, I've been around them. I could never do half the things that they was out here doing. Hell, and we could just talk about the fact that I had to go home to my black daddy. So it's just like I couldn't do half the things, not even a fourth of what these girls was out here doing. Like it was crazy. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. They was drinking and popping pills in high school. I could never do. My ass would have been on fire.
Girl, nobody would have seen me for a while.
Right. Like I would have been locked up in the house. I already was, but I would have been even more locked up, you know? So it's just like, I don't know why they keep putting these women as the standard. And I'm not coming for white women. I'm not, because I think that every group, every community, they have that sector of women that, you know, they just a little out there. And listen, that ain't my problem. That's not my business. I can only worry about myself. But we're not about to sit up here and act like other women are out here just angels. They're not angels. They're not. They can just hide it easier. They can manipulate because they have that privilege that Black women would never have. And so because of that, Black, like we get condemned for being honest. Like
I
straight
think we're
forward.
judged harder by our own race of men. It's like they want to put us on a pedestal, but then we get beat down for any mistake we make, and we don't deserve a second chance, or we don't deserve you know what? That's the perfect word about it. We don't deserve grace. Nope. We're not extended grace. You know, it's already hard enough being a woman and being Black on top of that. But we don't even have grace from our own men, because these same men, they say, oh, I didn't grow up without a mom, so that's why he's like that. That's why because he got raised in a single mother household. But these same Black girls grew up without their fathers too.
Right.
So, like, where's the grace and compassion and understanding? We all can't, not all of us, because I have my dad, but I'm saying some people, for those women who didn't grow up without a father, why are you demonizing her? Because I've heard Black men say, like, I don't date no woman who don't got no father. Like, that was her fault. That's not her fault. She didn't have a dad. So
Right.
you're demonizing her for not having a father. That's crazy.
Again, that woman came from some man's nutsack from our community. Okay. Now, I don't know if the man's nutsack was in the pulpit at the church. I don't know if he was on the deacon board. I don't know what man she came from, but she came from a man. Okay. So it's really that simple. I don't want to hear no excuses about these men saying, well, I didn't have a father. My daddy wasn't around. My dad didn't have his father either. He didn't have his father either. That's just an excuse. That's just another excuse. So either you gonna be a man or you not. And there's not a lot of men in our community. There's just a bunch of boys, little boys, abandoning their responsibility, their lack of accountability, and leaving the responsibility all on the woman. And then you expect for her not to be dysfunctional? That's crazy. That you expect for her not to be dysfunctional, playing two roles in a system that doesn't even support her like that, for real? Like, that's crazy. That manipulate her constantly on a daily basis. I can't stand it when I see my mama watching the news. I'm like, Mom, turn the news off. All they doing is sitting up there manipulating your ass and you eating it up. Please turn it off. But Black people didn't know that back in the day. Those women didn't know that they were being manipulated by the government. But see,
you're
that was
talking about the feminist movement.
Yeah,
but I'm like, I wasn't even in the feminist. I wasn't there. I was not there.
But our men were supposed to step in and say, hey, that's manipulation. That's manipulation. But it was hard for women to side with them because we were oppressed and we were in desperation. And they will not forgive us for that. They will not. They don't consider the conditions that we were in at that time. They don't consider how we were worried about feeding our children. They will not forgive us for that. Because I can agree with them and say, Black women messed up. We got used and played by white women. So because we got used and played by white women, don't bring Pearly things over in my face talking about, you need to listen to her. I don't need to listen to white women when it comes to anything, because we know how this game goes. We know how this game goes. And the game is simple as this. White women are not going to give up their position because their men have put them in a position of power over us. So you trying to put this white woman in my face like she's supposed to teach me something, you can go to hell. I'm not listening to her. My ancestors already got manipulated by white women before. We got played. So I'm not about to follow in their footsteps. You learn from what you know. You learn from the past. You don't repeat it. You don't repeat cycles. So if my ancestors got manipulated by white women and they got sucked into white feminism, when Black women been working since we came here, it never made sense. Why would I listen to anything that they have to say? How do I know I'm not being manipulated again? How do I not know that?
So, like, I thought the feminism movement was aimed towards, like, I don't think that it's all bad. Like, you know, I don't think that it was all bad, because it was like women were so suppressed. Like, before the feminism movement, women were getting, I mean, the domestic violence against women of all races was at a very all-time high. You couldn't even get convicted as a husband if you were beating on your wife, or you sexually, you know, your wife, because they felt like at the time you had the right. So there was some benefits, but I think that, yeah, like some of those laws were purposely put in place to break up the Black family. And guess what? We're still continuing doing that by letting a agent of chaos come into a space where Black men could vent their feelings. Okay, Black men were saying a lot of things, and then you let an agent of chaos come in, and now she's praised as the woman king of their movement.
And that's what they're calling her too.
Yeah, for her to really not like y'all. Like, you don't know what the discussion she has behind closed doors with people who look like her.
Right.
You know, so you beat down the very women who look like you, and you want to blame us for everything about the family being torn down. But what are y'all actively doing to go out in the community and talk to these young Black men who hate the women who look like them? Go out there and talk to them. Stop talking. I don't like that. It's so many men talking to women. Why are there so many men talking to the women? You want the women?
Know why. I know why. I know why. Because they want us to be weak in the mind. They find a woman like me to be very intimidating, and I love it. I love it. And the reason why I love it is because, you know, I'm strong in the mind. I'm not easy to manipulate. I'm not easy to play with. I'm not easy to run game on. I'm not. And so they don't like that. So they prey on the weak. They prey on the women that are insecure. They try to summon your insecurities. They try to summon doubt. And Black women fall for it.
And you know what? You're right, because like me being on these panels, it's kind of like got into my psyche, you know, and messed with my self-esteem. And it just made me feel like a little, like, just really, like, I don't know, like I looked down at myself, like, and I just felt like it was kind of like that was the goal, is to break you and break your self-esteem and wanting you to settle and just settle for any guy that looks your way. You know,
that's
like
the only way they can have control. That's the only way they can feel like a man.
And also, I told, and when Anton was talking about like the moms, and he says, like, go back to that man you had a kid with, like that's an option for a lot of women. Some women, you know, yeah, they made their mistakes. They probably can't go back to that man, or they probably escaped that man and can't go back to that situation, or that man don't want them, or that man is not the type of man that wants to get married. I don't know. That's not everybody's option. Y'all act like that's just so easy to go back and be like, hey, you want to be a family? Like, no. Ask any single mother. No woman goes into the mindset. Well, I'm not gonna say no woman, because there are some, but majority of the single moms don't go into it saying, I want to be a single mom. No, they expect the man to step up, because men back in the day, and since they love back in the day, men, if you knocked up a woman, you had to marry her. You were forced to marry the woman that you got pregnant. You were forced to stand up and take care of your family and be a man and put a ring on that finger. So we want to go back. We want to go back. Make the man accountable, and every woman that they knock up, they need to marry her. Shotgun weddings. How about that?
Bring back the shotgun weddings, since it's so important to them. But you know that requires them to step into their manhood and their masculinity, and you know that's
they
hard.
Don't want that, because then they'll be like, "Well, I didn't want her to have a baby." Well, why did you put your seed in her garden? If you didn't want her to grow in that woman's garden, then why did you put it there?
You know what I noticed about Black manosphere? They don't teach Black boys to take pride in their seed.
Oh my God. Yeah.
They don't. They don't. I had a conversation with I'm in the community. I talk to people, both Black men, Black women, and in hopes that I touch them in some type of way. But I was talking to a young Black boy about how he impregnated his girlfriend and he wasn't ready. And he said to me, I wish I had a man that would have taught me the importance of my seed and maybe would have taught me to put pride in it. But they didn't teach me that. They told me to go out here, have fun, go through as many women as I can. And I did that. And then I settled down. I got into this relationship with this girl. I got comfortable. I didn't really see a future with her. And then I accidentally got her pregnant. And he feels like he feels like it was his karma. Now, I don't know why when I go out, I end up being a therapist. I end up being that counsel. And it's like I'm like, wow. So I'm like, so what happened? Well, he was being encouraged from very young. Like I'm saying like 10, you know, the old heads, you know, the OGs would tell him, yeah, son, you know, while you're young, you need to get out here. You need to get after, talk to as many women as you can. So, and it's just like, why are they being taught that?
Yeah. I feel like I just want more men to speak to younger men, and they're so focused on women. Focus on morals, focus on principle, focus on getting stability, focus on working hard. You know, all they want to talk about is avoiding single mothers and avoid women who go out and avoid college girls because they're 304s. And it's just like, y'all keep teaching them about women, and y'all not teaching them how to manage their money. Y'all not teaching them how to keep up with their bills. Y'all not teaching them how to be a good father when they do become one. Y'all don't hold them accountable and say, marry the woman that you got pregnant. Y'all not telling them to go out and get the education. Y'all not telling them to go out there and get certain jobs that will help them out. Y'all not doing that. Y'all talking about relationships, and that's not beneficial for our communities to continue talking about relationships.
What kills me about these men is for every negative title that they have about a woman, a man created. It just don't get no realer than that. It don't. This is why they're supposed to lead. This is why. For every negative label, when it comes to a woman, 304, she had to sleep with a man. She couldn't sleep with herself unless she's out here being bisexual. If she's a single mother, she didn't get pregnant by herself.
Yeah.
So for every negative stereotype, for every negative title that they have regarding a woman, a man created her. And it just doesn't get any realer than that. But they don't want to take accountability for that. They don't. But listen, this is where women mess up. You allowed it.
Yeah.
You have to own that. You have to eat that. You do. That's why it takes two to create a community. It takes two. So when they talk about the community messed up, the community is so messed up. The Black community is so messed up. Well, it takes a man and a woman to create a community.
Yeah.
It takes people to create community. So if you don't like how the community looks, look to your left, look to your right, look at your neighbors.
But there is an agenda, Yanni. Like,
oh my God.
Look at Sukiana today. Like, I mean, the pictures that came out with them being walked like dogs. Like, think about it. Like, what's being pushed to my sisters, the younger girls? You know, what's getting pushed to them that this is cool, this is fun, this is the ghetto girl aesthetics is like fun. Being a 304 is fun, and like it's getting pushed. And social media at an all-time high is really messing us up because they can easily push that narrative. It's not on the TV or the magazines no more. It's right on our phones. It's following us everywhere we go. When we wake up, are you checking your cell phone? What are you seeing on your timeline? You looking at the shade room, looking at all these things that's like messing with and then all these podcasts. Like, I don't know how many podcasts that popped up on my timeline of a man saying women, and women saying men. How about we all come together and say, you know what, we both messed up. We all need to come together, stop pointing the finger at each other because there's three pointing back. We all got to take accountability. But what's sad about it is that when I feel like I'm trying to explain my story on these panel full of men, you know what they start doing? Nobody wants to hear your sob story, playing little violins. It's funny. That's an excuse. Like, how is that? How is my trauma as an excuse?
Like, it's funny because I don't know. It's men think women manipulate that way. So, and I understand that. For the longest, when I would cry in front of my daddy when I was younger, he was like, I don't care about them tears. Get out of my face. And I'm like, damn. So it made me hard. It made me hard on the outside. It made me very masculine. You don't cry. You suck that up. And so I'm being raised by a father, but this is how he raising his daughter, to be very masculine, to not express herself, to not even show emotion like tears. So I get it. You know, a lot of men think that a woman showing emotion is manipulation because maybe they saw their mama do it. Maybe their past girlfriend did it. Maybe their ex-wife did it. But that's not the case for everybody. And it just doesn't get any realer than that. Sometimes women expressing themselves and they may show emotion. It's genuine. Do you want us to be feminine? Do men know what femininity is? It's a woman being in tune with her sensitivity. Yeah. It's a woman being in tune with her emotions. But why? Why is she in tune in these areas? That is how she's able to connect and nurture.
Yeah.
So if she's not in tune with her sensitivity, she's not in tune with her emotions, she cannot nurture. So if you cannot deal with a woman that is healthy, stable in the mind, and who is sensitive, you don't like women. You want to be with a man.
That's so crazy.
I'm not saying that to be shady. I'm not saying that to be shady because I don't play about talking shit on anyone's sexuality. But I am saying maybe that is what you're into and you need to come to that realization. But do it in private. It ain't my business. But if you don't like women being sensitive, you don't want a feminine woman. You want a man. And it just don't get no realer than that.
I'm like the most sensitive person. So when I'm in a relationship, like in my past, I'm like, you're so sensitive. And I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to be. Like, I'm the emotional one. I'm in tune with my emotions. And that also is a benefit because you're supposed to. You're supposed to be the nurturing one. You're supposed to be the soft and feminine and emotional one. You're supposed to feel and have empathy because when you have children, you need to know when your children are sad. You need to know when they're sick and there's an off day, your intuition, all of that. Yep. But when I'm in these spaces and I have had back and forths with women, they will be like, you're so emotional. And I'm like, and you're what? Well, I just know how to articulate myself logically. You're not being a woman. You're being a man. You're being masculine, actually. So it's not an insult when they try to say you're so emotional. Yeah, I'm a woman. That's
but to be logical here for a sec, when you go on a panel and it's a space that's created for debate, you can't be feminine in that space if you have to argue your point.
No, you cannot, or you will be over talked.
Right.
You will be insulted and then kind of just got to suck it up. They throw subliminals. Sometimes they're not even direct. They'll just throw subliminals. Like someone on a panel was like, oh, your children are bastards and da-da-da-da-da. Like your child is a bastard and da-da-da-da. And then they'll say something that's directly to you. And you're like, hold on, I just caught the shade. Now I'm like, oh, I'm coming for war.
Right.
War.
I mean, are you just supposed to lay there and take it? That's what they want. They want a doormat. But listen, if you want a woman that's truly about her business, she's truly about her word, she's not going to allow you to walk all over her. She's just not.
That just
so
made me
you
think
need to
about
figure out what do you actually want? What do you want?
That's probably why they like me coming on. That's probably why a lot of the men like talking about me because I'm not that. I like to stand up and say, and they always just like, oh, here go B. Taylor. She's going to say anything that's pro-women. I am pro-woman. I'm a woman.
I have to be real with you, B. I went to one panel and I said I wasn't gonna go back because I wanted to take my healing journey seriously. And when you're in a healing cocoon, you're sensitive because your walls are down. They have to be because you have to heal. And you don't need to put yourself in environments that trigger you.
Right.
So I had to stay away from the panels. I made it known on my platform that I won't be on any panels because I wanted to really take my healing seriously. And you cannot heal in an environment that you actually need to heal from. So that's the reason why I stayed away. I'm like, nope, I got to separate myself. I have to stay away because that's just, you can't be in your healing cocoon, go on those panels. And it's not even just the women. The men be stressed too. And I'm just like, y'all do this for entertainment?
Yeah, no, it's too much. It's sometimes like my first time hopping off a panel with that whole Pearly situation happened. I literally could not sleep that night. My phone started blowing up with like all these some threats, like just insults. I woke up the next morning, people are sending me videos of people tearing my character apart, tearing me apart as a woman, tearing my looks apart, talking about my body, talking about just everything about me. And it brought me back to my childhood because I dealt with bullying. Like I dealt with bullying so bad growing up. Like a lot of people don't know that. And it brought me back to that point in my childhood where like I was being bullied that bad where I like, and I'll say it on here, I don't care. You can clip this up because I'm pretty sure that they're watching. They're just quietly watching. But I cried. Like I was so hurt. And people was telling me like, suck it up, be strong, like go back stronger. And that's what I did. I came back stronger, but it was like, I really had to internally deal with my inner self, my inner child, because she was hurting, because it just brought me back to like that moment where I'm being bullied, and it hurt even more because it was men who looked like me and they were doing it over somebody and like praising them like you're jealous of a white woman. That's all I kept hearing was I'm like, if you know me, I'm far from that. I grew up more with white and Hispanic friends than anything. Like, because the black girls didn't talk to me. I was too white for them.
Ooh, girl.
Yeah.
Girl, I just got in trouble about bringing that up. You know, I said I like a certain type of people around me, and I use the example of the different type of white people. And I'm like, I like the white people that talk to me like a person, and they acknowledge that I'm black, but they don't try to stereotype me with slang when trying to converse with me.
Oh yeah, I
and
don't
they
like
put that as like, oh, you're a closeted self-hating black woman. I'm like, no, I just don't want to be talked to like I grew up in the hood when I've been living in the suburbs majority of my life. Like, talk to me like I live in the same community that you live in.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me with slang.
I came from both. So I started off in like a more urban area, and I just always talked how I talked, and the black girls did not like that. So the black girls in that area bullied me and wanted to fight me and jump me because of how I talked and my, you know, just how I looked, or I never thought I was cute. So I'm like, I don't know why they bullying me, because baby, I'm not cute. Like I was telling myself, like, why are they being mean to me? They just don't like me. And they bullied me so bad. And then I went into a more, but I've always been friends with other women of different races. And I love everybody. Like, don't ever get that twisted. I don't care what color you are. Like, if you cool, you
very
cool,
simple,
right? So I just was so angry that they was trying to label me as somebody who, I'm like, little do y'all know, I had so many like friends of color more than black women until like my adulthood. That's when I started meeting like black women of like, we're not a monolith, right? So there's just like different groups of us that we, you know, get along. So until my adulthood, like my friends are all different. Like you see the people that I talk to, they're black, they're Hispanic, they're white, they're home, what is it? Housewives to working women. Like I have a big variety group of friends. So for them to even say that and drag me like I'm jealous of her being white, it wasn't that. It was that I knew that this woman was exploiting our community, and I saw past the BS, and I'm trying to warn y'all, and I got drugged for it.
Now,
like, all of this is like,
now this, let me be real with you. If these men want me to be jealous of white women, they need to start washing their hands when they use the bathroom.
Who you talking about? The men?
No, white women. They don't be washing their hands.
Girl, not you saying that.
You know it's the truth. I'm like, if they want me to be jealous of white women, they need to start washing their hands. They don't be washing their hands.
I
don't know how many bathrooms I've been in with women, and it's a palm girl leaving the bathroom. I'm like, I know she just came out of that stall. She didn't wash her hands. She didn't wash her hands. So if these men want me to be jealous of a white woman, get them to wash their hands when they use the bathroom. Yes, I said what I said. I said what I said. If you want me to be jealous of them, make sure they put the soap. They lather it up. They get a little water. They lather it up some more. They put it back under. They rinse. and then they dry. These girls be leaving the restroom like that. I'm just like, girl, what is it's a mess out here. And I'm just like, wow, like this is, I'm like, they can't even go without washing their hands and men chase after them. That's crazy to me. I be taking 2-3 showers a day trying to make sure I smell good and everything, trying to be feminine. These women don't even be washing their hands, talking about we need to learn how to be feminine when it get the hell out of here. I don't know how many times I've been in the restroom with a non-black woman and they leave and they do not wash their hands. And then they come on TikTok and make videos about it. Well, I don't really wash my hands.
Oh, I saw that one video of the lady.
I don't really wash my hands every time I leave the bathroom. What do you mean? And then she's saying this after COVID.
Do you think that's real though?
Listen,
all the people that I know, they wash their hands, but
it's not all of them, but it's a lot of them though. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I'm just like, am I tripping? But it's like, why is it that they just they don't
see
be
that
washing
video
their
where
hands?
those ladies said they don't wash their hands? So I thought that was like, are you lying? I feel like some people just say things for just to go viral.
I don't know, girl. I grew up with them. I'm telling you, I'm like, they just go in the stall. And I'm talking about like sharing locker rooms with them. They would go in the stall, come out. I'm like, I know I didn't hear no water.
What city you grew up in? Like what city?
It was very racist. I will say that.
Wow.
It was
oh,
very,
wow.
so I never saw them come out really washing their hands like that. And I'm like,
and they were being racist?
Yes, I dealt with a lot of racism. So it's you know, you have to learn quick the difference between white people that are racist and then white people that are not. They're not all made the same. And when I say that, people look at me like I'm crazy, but no, like I had a basketball coach. He was a lawyer. I got arrested. He bailed me out. He didn't ask me no questions. He didn't ask me what I did. He said, listen, you don't even have to show up to court. I'll take care of it. Yes. So there are white people out here that are racist, and then there are white people out here that are kind, and they don't see you as just black. They see your character. Yeah. My coach saw my character, and so when he went to court, he spoke for me because he knew my character. Wow. So there are different types of white people. Don't ever get it twisted like I have something against white people. I just know
which
the
one you
difference.
think Pearly is.
Girl, if I'm being real with you, are we being real right now? If we being real,
don't get me in trouble now.
She gives me a closet lesbian. I'm just being honest with you. She does. She gives me that energy. I played basketball, so I was around a lot of closet lesbians, and that's the vibe that I get from her. Now I could be wrong. But that's what it, I don't know. It's just something about her. Like she wants to be conservative, but deep down she's liberal, but she's fighting it. That's the energy that I get from her.
Didn't her friend say that her friend like outed her and said like, this is not who she is?
No, she dated men for the most part, but that's me being honest. I
think that she was liberal though. She had a lot of liberal beliefs.
She claims to be more conservative. So I don't know. I think that's more so her parents. She's still young, you know, maybe she's still trying to figure out life. But if I'm being completely honest, she gives me that. You know, I played with like I got hit on a lot when I played basketball from girls that were closet lesbians, and I did not know. And I'm thinking they being nice, but I'm like, are you hitting on me? You hitting on me. So it was always hard to read. And she definitely just I don't know what it is about her. I don't know what it is, but I just think that maybe that's her thing. That's why maybe she gives us women such a hard time, because she looks at herself as one of the guys deep down. That is,
you know, maybe that would make more sense why she like, you know, goes so hard for the men.
Yeah, I'm not being shady. I'm being logical about it. It would actually make sense why she goes so hard against women. And
she told me that her mom, if her dad, this is how I knew she was like, yes, and she said her mom, she has like 7 or 9 siblings, and she said,
oh wow,
on that panel that if her dad, who is a millionaire, left her mom, who works for her dad and never had a job other than working for her dad, that she'll be okay. She'll be okay. If her dad never gave her mom spousal support, child support, any of that, with 7 kids, 7 to 9 kids, she will be okay. If you don't call that cap, I don't know what it is. And nobody said anything. I'm like, why nobody checked this girl saying, because she's like, oh, women don't deserve spousal support. I'm like, your mom. been with your dad since you were born.
Oh, she was saying that her mother doesn't deserve spousal support after all that?
She said if her dad left her mom with nothing, her mom will be A-okay with
That's
7
crazy.
kids.
That's crazy. But let me go ahead and play this clip.
Okay.
Because I do want to play this clip of Anton here. I think this is it. And then I'm gonna bring you back. Uh-oh.
He wouldn't end up repeating the same things mistakes.
Y'all are all
hold on. Can I?
Crazy. What is wrong with y'all?
Before you go, Anton.
Y'all keep on trying to figure out how to fix the commute. Like y'all putting spare parts on up cars. The problem is
that's what I'm saying. Like I wasn't saying.
I'm a Lamborghini.
No, you're not a Lamborghini. Stop thinking that you're not a Lamborghini. You're not a Lamborghini. Like I don't know who told you you was a Lamborghini. You're not a Lamborghini. Anyways, let me get back. No, you're not gonna interrupt me. Anyways, like I was saying, see, every single time you eventually no, you're not gonna interrupt me. Every single time, eventually you pull that dumb up out of them, and then they wanna get crazy and masculine and all of that, and then they get out of it. First, she's relaxed. Oh no, I'm just so chill and I don't care because I'm a country bumpkin and I know what drama and all of this other type of stuff. And we hear this. Every single new person that come on the panel, they come on here acting like they living in their femininity, and that just come on right up out of them as soon as you tell them that they not a Lamborghini. You're not an exotic car. You not from France. You're not from Germany. You're not from Great Britain.
And you could never touch
me. You're not. Stop.
You could never touch me. I know you.
I don't want to. I seen your stretch marks. You're not hot. I told you you was hot. I seen your stretch marks. I seen your stomach out. Stop. And you're not 160 either. You're not 160. You are hot 205 at best. At best. So just leave it alone. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do it. I'm gonna make you famous. Leave it alone.
Make you famous.
The point that I was making before you interrupted me, trying to tell me what kind of exotic car you are. Now, the point that I was making is the problem with the community is broken households. It's broken households. We trying to figure out how to co-parent instead of be parents. And the issue, especially when it comes to children, is that they don't give a about what you say. They live their life and they learn based off of what they see. And so if your daddy ain't with your mama, then they carry that into whatever it is that they see in their life. And then their life becomes a reflection of the things that they advocated for in the household, which is why we call it generational curses, because we're passing down issues, not based off of what it is that you say, but what it is that you do onto them, which they then carry that. And then it exponentially multiplies because the child is paying for the sins of their fathers and their mothers. And so when you start to see certain things happen in the community, we're not having conversations on how it is that we need to have strong households, because first and foremost, it's statistically proven that the way in which you build wealth in strong communities is by having two parents in the household.
Born rich.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I'm so tired of this chick interrupting me. All in her masculine energy, still talking that dumb shit.
But I was born rich.
Shut the fuck up. You ain't born rich. Anyways, like I was saying, the point that I was making is that, and it's always black woman that want to derail your point. Why, man? Why is it always a fucking American black woman that want to derail your point? Just gotta jump in and I'm born rich. Man, nobody give a about what you talking about. And if I don't clip this up and then make you famous, we gonna forget about you in 2 weeks. Nobody cares about what it is that you think. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Take your stretch marks and get the out of here. We don't give a
Take your bra.
We don't care. We don't care. Shut that shit up. Shut that shit up. Matter of fact, get out of here. I'm sick of these man. I hate you hoes. I hate these fucking masculine that come up on here and think that they can shit to me. What the fuck you talking about? I'm gonna do a whole fucking show on you tomorrow. Just because. And I didn't even plan on live streaming tomorrow. I'm gonna do a whole fucking show at the airport at your monkey ass with them wide stretch marks. Ugh, just piss me off, man. I hate these man. This is why black men don't want to marry. You did not get married because a man didn't want because you chose to. You didn't get married because you ain't marriageable. It ain't a dude in the world. Not a Mr. Let Go and make sure you wear a condom, please. And matter of fact, don't even her, just her mouth. Sick of these bro. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you masculine that jump on the panel, talk, and then think you a reflection of the community. You trash. You're garbage. You're nothing. You're a throwaway. Nobody wants a 40-year-old woman with stretch marks talking about you a Lamborghini. You a Fiesta. You a Pinto. You're ran through. You're nothing. You're trash. We don't care how many laps you do around a roller rink.
Aye. Say something.
Now, ladies, I know I probably did. I warn y'all. Yeah. This man has a wife, daughter. It's crazy, right? Was this not crazy? He called her a monkey. Now, the only type of Black people that I know use that word to describe a Black person, they tend to have self-hatred issues when they use that type of stuff. So, I just want you guys to stay focused on that's what he said. That's how he treated that woman. And we're going to move on because, like I said, please stay for the end. Okay. Please stay for the end. Okay. B, did you have anything that you wanted to add? Because I saw how your avatar came up and you seem like you just checked up out of there.
Oh, I was cringing just even like that. It makes my heart hurt because okay. I'm more upset with the men on the panel as well because nobody checked his behavior. Nobody stood up and said anything. But let a woman start running her mouth like that. All the men are shutting her ass down. All the men are stepping in, telling her, Mr. Let Go, shut up. No one said nothing. You know what they did? They did it behind closed doors. They don't want to embarrass him. They don't want to say anything to him in front of the public. They're going to do it behind closed doors. I regret that I didn't hop off. I should have quit right then and there and hopped off because I didn't. At that moment, I was battling with myself as a woman because I tried to jump in and tell her, hey, don't tell them too much about yourself. Don't put yourself out there. Don't be trying to, because she gave him her Instagram. And I looked at it too and I was like, dang, all right, well, there's the target. Like she, showing her body, or I guess she had a crop top and, she's a mom, and, they called moms oatmeal pies because their stomachs look like an oatmeal pie. So that's yeah. And I have said, don't say that,
So wait a minute, wait. The men on the show were saying, who was saying that? The oatmeal pies. Can you say?
Ooh, he wasn't on the panel that night, but he has definitely, if you do your search, or maybe somebody can put that, I don't want to say because I don't want to say just because but I've been told like, oh, nobody wants your oatmeal pie, and it's like, so you're saying mothers have an oatmeal pie, they risk their life to give children, they're like, yeah, we look at y'all like that. Or women don't even have kids have stretch marks. So that's something that's just like, that could be natural because of a growth spurt. So to talk about somebody's stretch marks is low, because your daughter can get stretch marks. Your wife can get stretch marks after having a baby. So it's just
men get stretch marks. If they take their ass to the gym and start pumping that iron, you're going to get it right in here.
Yeah.
But we see you don't be at the gym like that.
So for me, it was like, I was more in a battle with myself because in that moment I tried to step in and she's like, no, I got this. And I'm like, okay, girl, I'm trying to warn you how this is. And I'm trying to warn her, but she's like, no, I got it. But I felt like it was, if it wasn't her, I felt like it was going to be me.
Right.
I felt like that, like, when am I next? That's how, in that moment, that's how I felt like, when am I next? When are they going to make a moment out of B. Taylor gets kicked off panel? Like, you know how many views they would get off of that just for just disparaging me out of all this time that I done came on and supported the channel? You know, like, when am I next? That's how I looked at it. And then I also I struggled with myself. Like, I should have just took a stand as a woman and just completely left. I took my avatar off and just like contemplated, like, I want to get off, but I wasn't, I don't know how to explain it. I think I just wasn't,
you know, I have to be honest with you, B. Sometimes we as Black women, when we're in those hostile environments, our nervous system is activated.
Yeah.
And sometimes we freeze up. We don't know what to do. We feel flighty, but sometimes we just don't do anything because we also have that mindset. No, stand your ground, be strong, right?
Yeah.
We can't even act on our sensitivity. We can't act on how this is making us feel uncomfortable. So a lot of times us as Black women, we subject ourselves to verbal abuse because we feel like we have to, because we have to be strong and we have to show our strength. So I understand why you didn't leave, because when you're in that position as a Black woman, you know, they're going to attack you either way, whether you decide to disconnect or you decide to try to stand up for her. You weren't going to win that fight.
No, I wasn't. I was outnumbered, and I'm the only one that, you know, like, as vocal. And then she came on, and usually when it's new people that come on, it's like a initiation type thing, like, oh, new fresh blood, fresh blood, and they come on not really knowing, you know, what's about to happen next, you know. So they come on and they're just they come on not knowing. They came on like I did. I didn't know. I wasn't, you know. And I didn't expect it to go like that, but I felt like if it wasn't her, shit. And the way I was talking that night, I was surprised Anton didn't go off on me.
Black women need to be aware that when it comes to these panels, these men are setting you up to be ambushed, and you need to be on game.
I will say shout out to the crew season though, because those are the people that I did
start. Now, how do they be treating you on that panel?
They treat me very nice.
Okay.
About Trill is married. He's married to a Black woman, and they don't let it go too far. They step in, and I've gotten altercations on the crew season with other people, and what he do, he'll cut it off and be like, hey, now we're gonna keep it respectful. Y'all not gonna be disrespecting each other. Like, it's more of a safer environment over there, I will say. Like, you can kind of let your guard down at times depending on who is on the panel. But shout out to the crew season, because that is I am going to be making my exit from the manosphere, but that the crew season, I do support them because they actually are balanced and they see both sides. I actually learned a lot from over there, so I don't count them as the manosphere, you know.
Right. But Black women, listen, these men don't have a show without you. You got to know your worth in business. You got to know your worth in business. You got to know your worth in personal, your domestic life. You got to know your worth. These men do not have a show without you. The topic got to be about you. And then you also got to show up. It's just a bunch of men talking on a panel with other men. There's no show. Even if it's non-Black women on a panel, it's not going to be what it is. So know your worth. Black women need to know your worth. Your worth is, there is no entertainment without your support, without your talent.
That's true.
Without your opinion. All of it. All of what you are is worthy. And you need to understand that. And you got to also understand that these men are getting paid off of your humiliation. They're getting paid off of your public embarrassment. They getting that check. So I'm going to ask you, are you getting that check? Are you getting that same check that they're getting? You got to know your worth. You got to know your worth in business. And I'm not speaking on you personally at all. I'm speaking.
No, I need to listen to it because I don't. I think as Black women, we really don't negotiate for ourselves. And like they want to praise Pearly for giving Black men jobs, but these same Black men that are like saying that y'all not giving us jobs, y'all not paying us, y'all want us to come on and do everything for free, and we're taking our time to support, and like, what are we getting out of it? Because I have my own platform, so I can see why some women do come on because they don't have a platform and they're trying to build their audience. But be careful what type of audience you're trying to build. Because not all audience is good audience. They hate you. They'll follow you just to hate you.
No, and this is just free game. This is coming from someone that's been doing this for a very long time. Listen, when you create a platform, it takes time. I know collabing, right? It will grow your audience faster. I get that. But the audience that you build, that matters. That matters. That's why I don't allow certain language on my platform, because I don't want to attract a certain subscriber group. I don't like using the word pick me, mammies. I don't like making fun of Black men and their sexuality, because there are gay men out here, gay Black men out here that I respect. So I don't use that type of language. You know, I don't like that type of language. I like to hopefully bring on, I'm calling in my tribe who can have a respectful conversation with one another. I really do. Thank you, Cruise Season. I really do appreciate that. But you got to understand, like, you got to know your worth in business. This is why you don't see me on these platforms. I know if I went on a platform, I would be able to just drive up my subscriber count, but it's not going to be worth it because my sanity is gone. My mental health is declining. And you got to understand that when you show up online, your personality, it needs to show, and it can't show if you're depressed, your mental health is taking a hit. So you got to guard your mind. You got to guard your mental health. You can't just expose yourself to everything.
Let me tell you, honey, that what you're saying is resonating with me so hard, because, you know, I think it is dangerous to listen to some of these platforms and you're a single mom, because the stuff that they say and the way they tell you you're just a pump and dump. They'll come on my page and comment the most hateful, like probably for the past several months, I've been getting, you're nothing but a pump and dump. Your child's a bastard. Da 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 da. Like whatever. They're talking about me so bad, and it just makes me like look at myself like I'm the worst mother in the world, because like I failed my kids. I'm horrible. There's no hope. Like you start like it starts getting in your subconscious. You know, like you're just like this horrible person, and somebody who's like not mentally well, they could think about hurting themselves, or, you know, or running off from their kids because they feel like they're just this big failure that they're labeling them. They may just run off and do something, you know. I don't know.
I'm telling you,
for your self-esteem. It's not good for your self-esteem. It's not good for your health. It's not good for women who want to have kids and they telling them they hit the wall and they're scared of, you know, like they want to go and rush and settle and just be with some guy just so they can just say, I got a ring. When some of these women got a ring and not happy. So it's just like, isn't the goal to be in a healthy relationship, not just any relationship?
They promote any relationship, and that's what they don't seem to understand. They don't really seem to understand. You know, growing up, I saw miserable people divorced. I saw miserable people single. I saw miserable people married. I saw miserable people shacking up. I saw miserable people in parenthood. I saw miserable people that didn't have kids. Yeah. And as you get older, you start to understand through growth, through healing, that the only way you can truly guarantee your happiness is with peace. It's not with another person. This generation, the world that we live in, is very obsessed with being with someone. And they will put their whole livelihood on the line just to be with someone. Not the right one, but with someone. And they push that heavy on women. And it really doesn't make sense, because your happiness doesn't come from these different milestones that you may experience in this lifetime. It actually comes from being at peace with where you are. And that's why we are in this rat race, in this system. We're constantly chasing status. We're constantly chasing recognition. We're constantly chasing the next step, the next milestone. Yet when we get it, we don't even enjoy it for real. We're going to the next, and then the next, and then the next. and you don't even get to really enjoy the experience. Yeah. It's getting worse with social media. Yeah. It's getting worse because now we're chasing clout, likes, materialism, money. Peace is where your happiness lies. Yeah. It may be with someone, it may not. It may be you being a single mother, because I've seen single moms in marriages. That man running her in the ground. Yeah, running her in the ground. And she's just discombobulated. She's not happy. She's stressed. She's strung out. And to be honest, she would be happier if she got rid of that man because he's not contributing. If he was contributing, then of course it would make sense, right? But if the woman has 2 kids, she got a man that's not doing what he needs to do as a man. She got 3 kids.
Child, speak on it.
So but if we listen to these men who don't have wives, who are not married, who don't run a home, who are not leading the house with children in it, they will try to convince you that you need to stay with that man. You need to stay with that man. So you got to take on a 3rd child. You got to make sure he's fed, he's clothed. And you would be better off getting rid of the 3rd dependent that you have and just take care of the true dependence that you're truly responsible for.
Because it can end very badly with you being, I don't know if y'all seen lately, like in the news, but the increased rate of domestic violence situations on both ends and children being caught in the crossfire because these toxic couples are staying together for the family and they don't need to be together. Like if you're in a situation and you're a mom and you with a man, you sticking by that man, you trying so hard at the extent of your mental health, and you coming in stressed every day. Let me tell you something about children. They rather see 2 active parents working together and raising them than be in a home where y'all not having family dinners together. Y'all not going on vacation. Mom and dad always fighting. Mom and dad don't even talk to each other. You're not seeing mommy and daddy kiss. They don't get along. What is a better environment for that child? Of course, a 2-parent home. I would never advocate for a single-parent household.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Right.
It's like, what, as a child, would you rather see your parents fighting every day? Not because that child's going to grow up and think that's what love looks like. They're going to be repeating that same cycle. They don't know how to have intimacy other than sex because they never see mom get hugged. They never seen dad treat mom right. They never seen mom treat dad right. So which one is it?
A lot of these talking
co-parent in a healthy situation where it's like maybe we didn't work out romantically, but we could come together as if that child doesn't even feel like their parents are not there. The ideal, yes, is a 2-parent home, but if that 2-parent home is a toxic environment leading up, y'all putting y'all hands on each other, y'all fighting, you stressed out because he ain't doing this and you ain't doing that, and you cannot be a good woman in a relationship with a man that is a toxic environment. So if you want to be a good woman, you got to go and heal and separate from that man because it ain't going to happen. You staying in that household, trying to be a mom, taking care of a man, being his mama too. It ain't going to happen.
But you know what's so funny about these conversations is the fact that some of these men be in relationships with women they don't even want to go home to, but want to speak on your situation. It don't make no sense to me. Have you ever been in a situation where you don't even want to go home? You sit in your car, you sit.
Girl.
Sit.
Sitting in them cars after you get off of work, just sitting
just sit, hanging out like, gotta go in this house. I've got to deal with you.
Yeah, no, that's when
that's not how you live your life. And even men do it. Even they won't admit it. You know how men are. They'll talk to their homeboys about it. They may talk to their homeboys about it, but they won't tell us about it. They hide that part, right? But they don't even want to go in their own house.
But you know what they say? They want to say, well, 80% of women file for divorce. But men may not file, but they'll mentally check out. And women, you know what I'm talking about. Where a man mentally check out. Yep. He don't want to talk to you. Yep. He come in, he laughing on his phone, he going to places and he not paying no attention to you. He don't want to do date night. He don't want to watch a movie with you. He want to go out with his friends on the weekends. He don't hang out with you. He talking to other females. He don't support you in no way possible. Sis, you in that relationship by yourself.
He don't even like you. Let's be for real.
Why he don't even like you? No, he don't even like who you are.
Nope.
He literally is annoyed with the sight of you.
Yep. And I think, women are just becoming a little more logical about it. Like, this man really don't like me. Oh my God, he actually hates me. He just showed me he hate me. You know what? Let me go ahead and leave this situation.
It's not easy, and I would never tell a woman who is, if it's not like abusive, I wouldn't advocate and tell a woman to just leave if she has kids, because like it's not easy. And
no,
I'm not gonna be helping you pay your bills. I'm not gonna be helping you babysit them kids. Sis, make a plan and try to get it. If he don't want to work together and get counseling and working on, because you can't change just by yourself. He got to make the changes too. Like, and like women, this is where I say we hold ourselves accountable. If you're in a toxic relationship, it ain't just him, sis. Like, it takes two, like what, to play into that.
And it could be something like people pleasing, being too damn nice. Listen, people don't understand this about me. I'm kind, but I'm not nice. I never said I was nice. I said I was kind. So if you do something to me, I'm not about to be nice about it. I'm going to be mean as hell. I'm going to be mean as hell. And let's talk about this for a second, because men in the space, they always talk about, oh, women need to be friendly, fit, and feminine. You don't want no friendly woman. A friendly woman is an invitation to any man that's out here. That's why y'all insecure now. You want a friendly woman? Yeah, okay. I made that mistake a few times in my life where I was being friendly, and then somehow I'm getting hit on.
Yep.
I'm getting hit on, but you want a friendly woman. A woman don't need to be friendly. That's how she gets used. That's how she gets taken advantage of. That's how she gets hit on. That's how
they don't really even know. They don't even really.
They don't have a clue. That's not like, do y'all even talk to?
They don't even know what femininity is.
They just have no idea.
Talking points. Feminine friendly. Okay, what is that? What does that look like? What does that look like on a daily basis? What does that look like when y'all are in an argument? What does that look like? They can't tell you.
Women don't need to be that damn friendly. You don't need to be friendly at a gas station. You don't. No. Every man gonna be trying to holler at you, hit on you, trying to get your attention, and you may be in an unsafe environment. Yeah. You at the club, you being friendly. You got a whole man at home. You think you need to be friendly in that environment? Even if you at the coffee shop, because men hit on you everywhere. The gas station, the coffee shop, Starbucks drive-through, hell, at a stoplight. Yeah. Do you need to be, that's what they want. That's no. Listen, I'm not friendly with everybody. I'm not, because I know, especially when it comes to these men, they see it as an invitation to holler at you. And do you think they care about you having a man? No, I don't know how many times men be like, I don't care about you having no man.
Oh yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. I don't care. I don't care you married. Can you have friends on the side? But y'all want friendly women? Then y'all wonder why y'all keep getting played. Yeah, I want a friendly, feminine woman. No, you don't. You want a kind woman. Mm-hmm. You want her to be kind at her core and in her nature. But in the world that we live in, she don't need to be friendly with everybody. Yeah. That's how you get cheated on. That's what I'm like. These men, do you even engage with women? I don't think you. I think the social is not there. Read the room. Every woman needs to understand that when it comes to being feminine, you have to read the room. You have to be smart. Because men will do weird things. Like, I've been in situations with men where I'm trying to conduct business. I'm being friendly, and he thinks that's an invitation, like we're flirting. No, I'm here to conduct business. We doing business right now. We're not doing that. So even in business, you can't be friendly to men. But they want you, this is the thing about these men. They want you to go 50-50. Okay, so that means I got to work for another man. I got to go work for another man. You want me to be friendly with my boss? I got a man at home, but I'm being friendly with my boss. Then my boss comes on to me, sexually intimidates me because he knows he's in a position of power. These men don't know what they're talking about. That's why I don't listen to them. They're not women, so they shouldn't speak on women. They don't know what it's like to wear skirts, high heels, dresses in a world where men will sexually intimidate you in spaces that are supposed to be conducted in a way with ethics. They don't know what that's like. So I don't want to hear no man talking to me about being friendly, fit, and feminine, when in reality, a woman should not be that damn friendly. That's how you get cheated on, or worse, something happens to her. If you are a man and you're raising your daughter, you need to teach her how to read people, how to read rooms, how to read energy, how to sense things. Then she'll know who she can be kind to, who she needs to be mean to, who she needs to assert herself towards. Because if I'm at the gas station and I got some man coming at me, hey, just trying to hassle, I'm gonna be mean as hell. Get out of here, leave me alone. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, I'm by myself. I don't need to be like that. Now, when a man's around, again, ladies, reading the room, reading the environment, reading the situation. Yo, man with you at the gas station. Anytime I go to the gas station with the man, hell, I don't even got to get out the car.
Yeah, no, I ain't getting out.
No, he's pumping the gas, going in if I want anything. I don't even get out the car because we're in an environment that's unsafe. So I know my place and I'm happy to be in that place because when I'm at the gas station by myself, I'm being harassed.
No, I know.
It's like, that's what I'm saying. Can we go deeper with these conversations? Because it's very surface level. It's like, you need to be friendly. I get what they mean by what they're saying, but a lot of these women don't know the difference. They don't know the difference between, oh, okay, I can be friendly or kind with this person, but this person, I do not. This man right here, I don't need to be too friendly with him because he sees that as an invitation. He sees that as an invitation to come and speak to me inappropriately, sexually, or try to get at me. Women don't need to be that friendly.
Or they'll use it like when I was in a relationship, I remember he brought me around his friends. I'm just a natural, friendly, talkative person. I can meet somebody and just have a conversation. So I know how to work the room. There was women and men there. He's more like the silent type. I go and I'm talking to people, and then the guys are talking. I'm talking to the guys and the girls. Like, it wasn't just like me and a guy, but it was like girls and guys. And when we left the party, he's telling me I gotta, like, all the dudes was saying like, oh yeah, like, she was flirting with me. I'm like, they the ones who was calling me cinnamon stick legs, like, there, and you didn't say nothing to them, but I'm getting hassled and hound for being nice to your friends. These are not friends. And
but listen, you can be cordial with their friends, right? Like, you can be personable, right? But you cannot be too friendly because men will read that and think that you are flirting with them, that you're coming on to them. So it's like, we need to teach women how to read rooms. A lot of men read women that are friendly as weak, gullible, and naive. That's why, I've had like some men.
You know who that is, right?
Who?
That's the seven baby mama guy.
Oh, really? If you can't handle being the center of attention to visual creatures, men wear a veil. Our nature has never changed. But I never said friendly means weak. I don't know where you got that from. I don't know where you got that from. I'm teaching women how to read situations. That's it. If you with a woman and she's not nice to you, she's not kind to you, she don't like you. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
But if you expect for me to be out here and be friendly in everybody's face, somebody gonna steal your girl. And it just don't get no realer than that. Somebody's gonna steal your woman. And it don't get no realer than that. If you dating a woman and she friendly with everybody, she in everybody's face, she like, she don't like you.
Yeah.
She's just using you flat out. And you know what's sad? You men don't know the difference. You don't know.
They don't. That's why we don't be nice, because you think we want y'all when we're being nice, and then you end up getting a stalker, like some guy that's just like constantly like following you around.
No, and what he doesn't understand is when men, he doesn't understand, we deal with predators out here. It's male privilege to not have to worry about that.
That's our fault because we're not protected by
it.
We got married at 18 by an older man.
We have to deal with predators out here, and they wear beards, they wear hats, they wear athletic wear. We have to do. We don't know who's who. That's number one, right? Predators do not say, "Hey, I'm a predator. Let me put on my name tag so you know who I am." It's not like that. It's not like that for women. So we don't know who's who. We tend to not know until we're in a situation where we realize, damn, we just got manipulated. It's like, and it's really like that. It's really like that. So no, you don't want a overly friendly woman. You want her to be friendly to you. You want her to be nice to you. You want her to be kind to you, but not these people out here in the streets. They're going to take advantage of her and use her to hell up. And then you may have some man steal your girl, if I'm being completely honest. But really, if she was able to be stolen, she wasn't your girl to begin with. She wasn't your wife. So it's really that simple. Like, stop trying to teach women to be friendly. That's how they're going to get used and taken advantage of and be caught in situations that they are unsafe in. Really, that's what happened to Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer was sexually intimidated by being too damn friendly, too damn nice, and then the whole situation with Trey Songz happened. Women don't need to be that damn friendly.
Yep.
They need to be in safe environments where they can truly thrive in their femininity. If they are not in that safe environment, they don't need to be worrying about that. They need to be worrying about their safety. That's it. Yep. And if they're with a man, they don't have to worry about that.
I agree.
And it's really that simple. But I don't understand why men are making it hard. But let's move on. I have another video. And you guys, I'm going to break this up into parts later. So we're going to have timestamps later. But we're going to have to talk about this beauty thing. You know, Anton did this live where he was in, I think you're on this panel again.
Oh, okay.
He did it with Pearly things. And I wanted to talk about this.
Oh, okay.
Whatsoever. But I will tell you that we're always doing something and we're always going to continue to kill this content stuff. But we did have our whole white women. We had our beautiful white women on the panel. Now, understand, for some black women, right, this could be triggering. We are going to review the video. One thing that I've dedicated myself to doing from now on, since I got into the content creation space, is that I said that I was going to let you guys come up on the panel, give your perspective or opinion respectfully. Make sure you don't have on no bonnets. Make sure you get yourself together. Get your little Vaseline on your lips. If you need to get your makeup done, fellas, get your do-rags off your head, whatever. I am going to open up the panel a little bit later in the show for us to be able to continue the conversation. So you guys, I am making 3 slots available. I think that sometimes, depending on the subject, to have more than 3 is disruptive. So it will be a first come, first serve. I will be rotating people out depending on how much they contribute into the conversation, so on and so forth. But I will make 3 spots available for people that want to come up on the panel and have conversations and give their opinion based off of what they seen last night. Now, if you didn't subscribe to the Lapeef Network, if you have not hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, if you're not a bag chaser, I cannot promise you priority, okay? I will tell you that I will allow people to be able to come up on the panel to give their input, their insight and information about our beautiful white women that we had on last night. Shout out to Just Pearly Things. That's my girl. That is my girl. But I didn't feel disrespected last night, even though there were different opinions and different perspectives. The one thing that y'all have to understand is that when we put together these panels or we have these conversations, we're not trying to exist in an echo chamber. So we always want to have conversations with people that may think differently than us or from all walks of life so that we can, in totality, really break down what it is that we're discussing for the subject for that night, right? Because I'm going to tell you, listen, when I look at this panel, I see that beautiful white woman, Carmen. All right. I see that Siobhan is gorgeous. I mean, all of the ladies look good, right? But I'm gonna focus specifically on the white women. All right. Let me make myself middle size. We all know that Coach K is gorgeous. All right. You got my girl Pearl over there.
Pearl.
I love my white women. I love everybody. Coach K is gorgeous.
Coach K is gorgeous. She's beautiful.
She's cute.
I'll give her that.
You know, we just gonna start getting into it. We're gonna start breaking it down.
Carmen's cute too. Coach K and Carmen are cute.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So we got to get into the show. Let me put myself in queue at the bottom, but we don't want to cover up our beautiful.
You guys, is he simping? Is that what they calling it now? Simping? Is that what simping is? Because I thought in the black manosphere space, they didn't do that. Crazy how they consent for white women, but they can't consent for us. That's interesting. But I don't even be looking for it at this point. It is what it is, but it just seemed like he simping real hard. This man is a married man simping like this. This is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. I'm like, he out here really simping hard and he married. Crazy.
For white woman, so we gotta make some adjustments. All right, let's get into it. Y'all looking. So let me fast forward.
Well,
our BBL's going out of style. Who wants to go ahead and tackle this first?
I go. Hey, can we use an example on the panel?
I guess.
Curse for life. I'm telling you. Step
Nigga,
come on
first of all, I
now.
don't have no BBL. What are you talking about? I got no BBL. This is homegrown. What you mean?
Oh, well, I'm just saying it's you can fool somebody. So I'm just saying you remember the Price is Right.
Now I have to be real with you guys. Y'all know how I feel about BBLs. I'm against them. Not because listen, you can argue if they're safe or not. I don't care about that. You attract the wrong attention. So I've been speaking out against BBLs before anybody really, and I got dragged and bashed for it. And the reason why I was giving women free game on BBLs is because I had a very hard time coming up. Okay? When you have assets, you get treated a certain way. It's not fun. It's not loving. It's not even valuable. It's aggressive. It's sexual harassment, sexual abuse. It's not fun. So there's always going to be cons when it comes to decisions that you make in your life as a woman. And you got to decide whether or not is it worth the risk or is it not worth the risk. In my opinion, a BBL is not worth the horrible treatment that women get. Men don't look at you in the face. They don't. They don't value you. They just want to sleep with you, toss you to the side, and move on to the next. Because day one, that was their intentions when they saw your ass. And it just don't get no realer than that. So you got to be on game when it comes to these BBLs. And so they could talk about how I don't like it. It's for me as a woman, it's not even about that because I don't care what men don't like. What I don't like as a woman is being treated like I'm some type of object. So it's really that simple. If you do get it done, right? Because they treat women who are naturally built this way like an object. So if you go and get it and they know that you got it, what you think gonna happen? So that's why I was against it. I wasn't against it because I just want to be against it just to be against it. I was against it because I did not like the treatment that I experienced as a young girl being thick. It was not fun. People don't even try to get to know your personality. They just want to take advantage of you. And it's, the crazy thing about it, it was men way older than me. It was boys my age, and it was boys younger than me. So I always had to worry about if a man was with me because he wanted to be with me or if he was with me for other reasons. And a lot of these men, they put on a performance. Oh yeah, they'll play a good role, girl. Some of them should be out here winning Oscars. That's how well they perform, especially when they find out you're not easy. So they'll play the long game with you, wait it out. And it just doesn't get any realer than that. And listen, you could be good at what you do. You could be good at it. But when you're good, right, you have to bump into a psychopath just so he can get and slip through the cracks. So you got to deal with the worst of the worst. Like I said, they put on a good act. So you got to be careful about that. Like, that's why I was against it. But at the end of the day, listen, women going to do what they going to do. You going to learn when you going to learn. If you still go through with it, I just wouldn't go big. I wouldn't. I would get something very natural looking. I wouldn't go super big.
Can I attest to that? Because I have a friend that recently, she had a nice body before, and I even spoke. She ended up getting a BBL, and she even says it is a different type of attention that she was put off because there were certain guys around her that she liked, and then they start acting real like different because they wanted to fly her out and do all these things. But she said it's not a good thing because they're all just sexual. And that's like when me and her went out, there were some guys that like paid for my entire tab just because. And he was just like, you're just so nice and da 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 da. But then the guy that paid for her stuff was like wanting to sleep with her. Like he was already like, okay, so what's up? I pay for your stuff. She was like, girl, I'm just so used to that. And like, you know, so it does come with, that's the attraction. That's the type of attention you are going to get. And sexual attention, let me tell you something that I learned in these spaces with men. Just because a man is giving you some sexual attention doesn't mean he like you. They will sleep with you. And once they call, can I say this? It's called the post-nut clarity.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, girl.
Because I don't know if the women know about that. Have y'all talked about that over here?
Not that much. I talk about it kind of differently, but go ahead and give your opinion.
Okay, let me tell you what the men have told me. So a man can wine and dine you, take you out, hit you up, be consistent until he sleeps with you. Why does he switch up so bad? You wondering why? Why he switch up? He was so consistent until after we slept together a few times. It's called post-nut clarity. They really don't like you. Sometimes their lust will make them think that they like you. And then once they get that clarity, they realize you're not my type. And it's nothing that's wrong with you, right? Like, I don't want you to think like, oh, something's wrong with me. I'm not pretty enough. It's just that he has clarity to think about things and not of him wanting sex. Like he actually getting to know you, because he can get to know you and be like, oh, I don't really care. I don't really like him like that. I don't really like her like that, but I'll rock with her. Like she cool people. Because men will friend zone you, and men do friend zoning different. Men will friend zone you and sleep with you, spend time with you, take you out, stay over, cuddle, Netflix and chill, cook for you, but you're their friend. They just they think you cool.
And also, ladies, to the women that are married in relationships, because you know I'm not here for out of wedlock births. I'm not, because it does not end well. But I will say this, that if you are and you are a woman and this man is asking you for your body and your time, you need to make sure your demands are met before you give him anything. Period. So you need to lay it out for him. These are your standards, because when them hormones are raging in the way that they are, okay, men typically are willing to do just about anything.
They will do anything.
Just about anything. I don't know how many married women I've talked to. They be like, okay, well, later tonight, because he been asking for some, I'm gonna ask him, before. Women have gotten cars, houses, shopping sprees, trips. So it goes both ways. You just got to get at them when it's the right time. And a lot of married women said right before you have sex, you can pretty much ask him anything. He'll do it. You can ask him, hey, hon, can you take the kids to school tomorrow? And they'll do it. And it's not always money. It's not always material. Like, hey, I really need for you to watch the kids so I can get my hair done. They'll do it just to get some booty.
Yeah.
So,
or if you put it on them the night before, that's the best time. They said the best time to talk to a man is after y'all have intimacy. That's the one time he really just
better be quick though. You got a very small window. It's like trying to remember a dream or something like that. You got a very small window to go in, get what you need, right? Maybe even some things that you want, but first you got to take care of business. As a woman, you always got to take care of business. Get what you need first. Okay, that comes top priority. If you need a break from your kids, get that break from your kids.
Yeah, don't escape that. So would you say that women who are not married, what would be your advice to them? Like, because at first I thought it was wait until you're in a relationship and committed, but that has not worked out for me, because obviously I became a mom and I didn't, and then they want to tell me like, well, you didn't require marriage. I thought I was doing, because I didn't sleep around. Like, I slept with the people that I was in a relationship with, that in a commitment where I thought we were like working towards marriage, and then I'm boo-boo the fool. Like, so it's just like, it's so like, we're in 2023 and some people are trying to teach women to keep your legs closed and preserve yourself. But do you think that's realistic for a lot of women? Are they like, what should we be telling them?
Well, honestly, when it comes to men, they're unpredictable. They can switch up on you at any time.
Yeah.
So you always got to look out for yourself. That's what women don't understand. You always got to sit down and you got to weigh out the pros and the cons and consider the risk. Is this man worth the risk? Because it's unpredictable. Like, you got to think about it. There are women that got married. That man switched up on them. He said he was going to do this. He said he was going to do that. He's not doing any of that.
Men do
So
switch up.
I think women are putting too much pressure on themselves to figure men out.
Yeah.
When in reality, they can switch up on you just like that.
They
And
do.
you gotta be quick with it. You gotta.
But that's why I'll tell them, don't have their babies until you marry, because let me tell you something. You bringing a baby, like I'm from experience. Okay, once you give that man a baby, it don't matter how much he begged you to keep it, and he gonna marry you, and y'all planning all of this stuff. Until there's a ring on your finger, it's not solid. Because like Yanni said, they're gonna switch up on you. How many single moms can say, and I want y'all to comment this, is how many times, if you're a single mom and you got pregnant, the relationship changed, or he switched up, or also
I really think men have this weird thing where they just want to conquer you. That's it. It's not about, women make sex about themselves when it comes to men, and y'all gotta stop doing that.
They think that they want to keep them, but it's like he wasn't going to stick around anyway. So it's like you thinking, oh, well, I'm not going to have sex with him. He's not going to stay around. He's not going to stay around anyway. But JJ is not that great, okay? like ladies, like, stop thinking that you got the Wop 3000. That's not what it is. It don't matter if you had it or not. If that man don't want to stay, he not going to stay. It don't matter what you do. If he don't want to be kept, he ain't staying.
Women need to understand, stop looking at sex when it comes to men the way you look at sex. Men want to conquer you. They want to use you to feel more like a man.
Yep.
And in some cases, they'll use another man to conquer to feel like a man. It just depends on their appetite. I don't judge. It ain't my business. I ain't in the bedroom with you. But it's just, it is what it is. So their mentality is different compared to us. They want to conquer you. That's it. And no, but it's deeper than just sex. They start with the mind first.
Yep.
They start with the mind first. That's why a lot of them are like, I didn't see this coming. He switched up. No, he didn't. He didn't switch up on you.
Yeah, that's true.
He been conquering he conquered your mind, then he conquered your body, and then he moved on. It's real simple. So what I don't like is, my dad taught me that not every man gets access up here. Not every man gets access up here. That's a privilege to allow a man to have access up here, to get in your mind and get in and create a mentality. That's what kills me about women that listen to men on podcasts. Not every man deserves access to your mind. You have to protect your mentality. You have to protect your mind. Not every man gets access to that. So we have to start there, because a lot of these men conquer your mind before they conquer your body. So if you understand that, then you're going to guard your mind with your life. So women got to stop beating themselves up like, well, I didn't see this coming. Of course you didn't, because he conquered your mind first. He got in that head of yours. He made you feel safe. And it's a sensation. It's not real. You weren't never safe with him. But he made you feel that way. He conquered your mind. You got to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Don't allow him to get in your head. And this is what's so funny with me, because men, they do some toxic shit, and they thought that they conquered my mind and thought that I would stay. I don't even know why they thought that, because I'm just like, listen, I ain't even feeling you all that much now that you done showed your ass. But because he thought he had conquered my mind, he thought I would be blind, dumb, and stupid. But no, I saw what you did. I don't tolerate bullshit. I'm moving on to the next. It's really that simple. Why? Why was I able to move on? Because he never got in my mind. He never got close. He thought he did. He thought he did. And the reason why he thought he did was because I was friendly. I was cooperative. I was everything that he wanted. I was a listener. I was a nurturer. So he thought he got in my mind. But when he pulled some BS, he got dropped. Just like that. Because I don't deal with liars, manipulators. Once I find out you're a manipulator, you're out of there. Ain't nothing to talk about. I don't sit down with manipulators. I don't sit down with liars. They're just going to lie their way into giving you closure, false hope. Closure is not real. Move the hell on. Do the healing. Focus on yourself. It's really that simple.
Yep.
But stop allowing, you got to stop allowing men to have access up here. Every man, they don't. That's a privilege. That's what submission is. So submission, it starts with the mind. And not every man deserves that. What does it say in the Bible? People be like, oh, I'm religious. Okay, well, what does it say in the Bible? Why are y'all sitting up here listening to these men? You Christian? You're not supposed to be listening to these men. You're not supposed to be doing that. Yep. So submission always starts with the mind. So why
and submission is only for your husband. I don't like how all these men think you're supposed to submit to every man walking. No, they want us to. You're a woman. You need to submit. Who are you?
And even in marriage, you still have to have your own mind because you have to be an individual. You have to have your own mind, but you can give your husband access, but not full control, though.
Yep.
Not full control. You still have to be a voice and an advocate for yourself and your children when you're married. So you women got to stop doing that. Stop giving men access to your mind. They don't deserve that type of access, that level of access. So that means, well, you got to stop listening to them online.
Yeah.
You got to. A lot of these men they repeating talking points they done heard another man say. That's not leadership.
No, it's not. A lot of them are sheep. They need to talk about men are beta, but y'all not even an omega. Y'all not even y'all like a delta. Like y'all like y'all not even a beta. Like somebody put up the chart. If you see the chart, it's alpha, beta, like omega and sigma and delta. Like y'all are deltas. Okay.
They fight for their life too. Fight for their life. I'm like, damn, they really out here fighting for their life trying to get that position.
They not even a beta.
No, they still on the titty, if I'm being honest with you. They still trying to get that breast milk. Oh, I haven't gotten enough. Well, I can see that. That's why you listening to this man and he telling you what to do, but you want me to submit to you. Listen,
right.
Bring me the man that is in charge. Because you're not in charge. You're not in charge. You're not in charge. You're not in charge. Bring me the man that is in charge. The hell I look like listening to you.
Right.
Bring the man that's in charge. I want to talk to him.
And not the pretend in charge that's really in charge.
No.
Not the one that's faking it.
No, energy don't lie. Bring me the man in charge. And nowadays, everybody think they in charge. They got blue check marks now. Everybody think they in charge. They got a microphone now. Listen, bring me the man that's really in charge.
Right.
That's what I want to see. Everybody think they running something. You ain't running nothing. You ain't running me either. No. And it's a false reality. So let's continue. Bring me the man that's in charge. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Priscilla is in here. Listen, if you want to come on, girl, I will send you an invitation, girl. If you just want to get some things off your chest, if you want to grace the live tonight, let me know. Let me go ahead and copy this. Let's continue with this real quick, but let me go ahead and add her real quick. And you don't have to cam up if you don't want to.
He picked somebody out of the crowd. He said, "Come on down." All right, you don't know that.
Yeah, next, because I mean, homegrown. Next.
All right, I'm gonna
fast
trolling.
forward it a little bit. I'm gonna tell
everybody doing today, but
I'm gonna say if you want to say hi, just say
and
hi.
I'm not telling y'all what happened in the green room.
Hello.
Who I'm saying hi to? All right, we ain't gonna go there. All right, look.
So I'm gonna fast forward
It's
into the
something
ladies
different.
talking.
They spend.
I'm gonna spend the majority of this live stream focusing almost 100% on what the lady said. I'm not gonna focus hardly.
Are you Key? Are you Key that just got added? I don't think that's her. Is that your avatar name? Priscilla? Somebody said Pastor P. Somebody said he annoying as hell. He very annoying. I think this may be somebody else.
Yeah, be careful, cause.
Mm-hmm. Is this the Queen Maker? I don't think that's her. Let me see. Let's continue.
Any on what it is that we said. All right. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Let me go to B Taylor.
Look like diapers.
Oh, hold on.
No, they not. Well, come on.
And they like bugs life. They asses look like bugs.
And now they going right back to their roots and taking all of that out.
Well, because it's hazardous. At least they can pay for it. They ain't got to go to Colombia and get it.
I don't want to try to get some other people in there.
Can I go?
Go ahead, Pearl.
I was taking notes.
I feel like the BBLs have started to look like diapers, where it's like
I'm gonna go.
the
I'm gonna
butt's
listen
like
to
hanging
Pearl,
off.
and then I'm gonna listen.
I don't know.
to B
I think
Taylor.
like it's
And
not
then we gonna break
necessarily
this
that they've
part down, and we
gone
gonna
out
go
of
to the next
style.
section.
It's just like I agree with you. I think they've gone too far to the point where it's just looking like silly. Because I've even had girls come on my show, and I'm like, girl, what on earth did you do in Colombia or wherever you get those done?
I'm gonna go to B Taylor.
A thing, but for the longest, we were shamed for our curves, our hips, our butts, our legs. Everything was shamed. The white girl was the beauty standard. Her small.
So, do y'all think that women were shamed for their curves? Because, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying that this may be a little bit off personally. I thought that even when you look at the early depictions of slave masters and them sleeping with the slaves and stuff like that, they loved, and they would often at time get them chicks pregnant that they was sleeping with, and they would have kids and have mixed kids inside of the house, in which the kids would then be, that house dude.
This is why men shouldn't speak for women. I don't like speaking for men, and men shouldn't speak for women. And the reason is because we have different experiences in the system that we live in. So he's comparing us being ard and sexually abused during slavery and thinking that that's attraction, that we were seen as valuable. We were seen as animals. We were seen as animals.
You gotta know your history.
So that was very ignorant of him to even say that as a Black person. I don't even know why he would say something like that. This is why men should not speak for women and our experiences. It logically, it doesn't even make sense.
They would just F them. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I mean, I'm asking why I'm asking the question though, right?
So she's right. At one point in time, decades ago, the beauty standard was very slim, very slender type of women, right? So that was definitely a beauty standard at long time ago, right? So she's right about that point, but that was decades before we was even born.
Okay, so let's assume that, for the sake of conversation, that was the beauty standard, right? That it was slim, whatever, so on and so forth, right? If that was the beauty standard, then why wasn't women trying to meet that beauty standard? Like, why wasn't Black women specifically trying to meet that beauty standard?
Okay, I just want to start with this. Whose mama out here did the Jenny Craig diet?
Okay.
Whose mama was out here doing Weight Watchers? My mama did it. My grandmother did it. They was going to the Weight Watchers meeting together. They were supporting one another. But listen, this is what Black men need to understand about Black women. Our hormones Okay, if you do not get us out of this survival state, we're not going to be the size that we could be. And it doesn't get any realer than that. A woman's body is very sensitive. If a woman carries a lot of her weight in her thighs, her hips, her ass, even the lower part of her tummy, she has higher estrogen levels. So if her hormones are not balanced, if her cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone that can trigger her hormone level, she's going to blow up. She's going to be big as a house because she's not being cared for in the way that she needs to be. And Black women have been left uncared for a very long time. So we think it's genetics. We think it's genetics. We think we just big. What was the saying back in the day? Where it was we big bone.
Oh, big bone, yeah.
No, we not. We have hormonal issues. We have hormonal imbalancing issues. We have trauma that's stored in our stomach. We have cortisol levels that are unbalanced. I talk about this all the time. So if Black men are really trying to help Black women lose weight, bring on a doctor. Bring on a doctor.
What a lot of them are having weight issues. The root of it. A lot of them are having weight issues because they're working and taking care of the kids and taking care of you, and they don't never have time for themselves to eat healthy. They don't have time for themselves to go to the gym. They don't have that luxury, especially living in poverty.
No. You know what's so funny? Men be like, she divorced me. She lost weight. I'm sure she did. I'm pretty sure she was able to do that after she divorced you because she's not stressed. She's able to look after herself and she's able to go to the gym consistently. So stop asking that question. Stop asking that question. But I'm going to be real with you. A lot of Black women are just uneducated when it comes to their bodies. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know that if their thighs are thick, their hips are wide, and they carry this lower pouch, that they actually have higher estrogen levels and they're not balanced and they need to balance them. There's so many different supplements that you can get into, teas that you can get into, but a lot of Black women don't even know this. They just trying to survive. They just trying to survive. But let's actually dive deeper when it comes to this conversation. I'm not against Black women losing weight. I'm not against that at all. But we need to start being real about it. Those cortisol levels when it comes to Black women and how it triggers them to offset their hormones, it's killing us. This is why we have issues with our uterus. We have issues with our womb. We're doing all of these external things and it's not working. It's because it's a deeper issue. It's a deeper issue. These men don't want to talk about that. They want to compare us to white women. White women don't have our struggle when it comes to our anatomy, our biology, our genetics. They don't have our bodies. They don't.
No, because we're statistically higher, has a higher chance of dying at childbirth than they do.
Yes, we have thyroid issues, fibroid issues. There's a reason why Black women have all of these womanly issues when it comes to our body, just outside of weight. And they tend to affect our weight, but nobody wants to dive deeper. Then we go to these doctors. They don't have information for us.
No, the BMI chart, somebody said it best. The BMI chart is not for us. So for them to say statistically Black women are overweight, compared to who? We're not even built the same.
They need to be a little more realer about it, in my opinion. And I just don't feel like they are being that.
Yeah.
I don't. Because there's so much in between that needs to be addressed. Then once we address that issue, then we can get into discipline. Then we can get into consistency. Then we can get into holding Black women accountable. But if we don't address the issue, you're going to be unsuccessful. You want these women to lose weight? Dive deeper. I challenge you. Talk to a doctor, bring a doctor on, and let's have a real conversation about Black women and their hormones, their cortisol levels. I tell Black women on my page all the time, you need to go get a hormonal panel test done. Stop killing yourself in the gym. If you're killing yourself in the gym, you're not seeing no results. It's because your hormones are not balanced. If the doctors keep saying, oh, you just have PCOS, that's what they told me, girl. They told me I had PCOS. And I didn't have it. I had hormonal issues. I had cortisol issues. I had at the time not self-resistant. Insulin resistant issues. But then they tried to say I was diabetic. I didn't have diabetes.
Wow.
So they don't be knowing enough about our bodies. It's very rare to come across a doctor, and I hate to say it, a lot of them are herbal healers that can truly help us. And then we don't even need a lot. We don't even need a lot. I'm learning how my body can heal itself with the proper herbal supplements, teas. But no, we doing things the way white people do things, and we think that shit gonna work for us, and it's not working. No, it's not working. So men need to understand that. You guys want to have these surface level conversations. They're not rooted in solution. They're just rooted in shame, blame, and dismiss. That's it.
Our pain is dismissed a lot too, because they, in the healthcare fields, most of them think that we can take more pain, so they don't take our pain seriously.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, we need to get real about that, because I'm all for that. And this militant style, trying to get Black women to lose weight, it's not helping.
When the Black men are having heart issues,
it's not helping. It's not helping. We need to get real about it, and we got to go beyond the surface, because we have these surface level conversations. We're aware men want us to lose weight. We got it. Okay, what we gonna do about it? Tired of having the same conversation. Dive deeper.
Yeah.
Dive deeper, please.
And it's not just because, they're just lazy.
No, it's more to that. You got to understand, when your hormones are offset, you also are fatigued. You're tired. You barely feel like getting out of bed. Black women need vitamin D and magnesium.
Yes.
If you do not have vitamin D and magnesium, girl,
we low on iron. Let's talk about it. How many of y'all be chewing on ice? Then they want to make fun of us talking about Black women that be chewing on ice because our iron is low. So
they need to be real about it. Okay, I emailed you, P, and then also I put the link in the chat again. So I emailed you too. I think I sent it to the right email. But if these men are really trying to help us. Like, help us. It's going to take a scientific approach, not this, you need to lose weight. I think every time I go to the doctor, I think they tell me that that's what I need to do. And they not even really that helpful. You know what they try to do? Put you on a big farm drug. Maybe that's not what I need. Maybe I need tea, literally tea, to balance my hormones, to center my cortisol levels, to align my insulin resistant issues, so I can lose weight.
Right.
Come on, it's more than that. And then Black women, we tend to have all similar issues. We all tend to have the similar issues. It's crazy. That's why I'm like, it has to be our hormones, sugar, huge. Sugar is huge. And then I want to say, what's the other thing? Sugar. And then if you're eating chemicals in your meat, processed meat.
Yeah.
That's huge. Those are the two main things that's like really killing us. White women, they can get away with eating, some stuff that maybe we can't, and they don't have to work as hard. But us, it's different for us. So we can't keep comparing ourselves to them. We just can't. Alcohol, that's nothing but sugar. That's why I be telling, listen, if you do all that alcohol, girl, and then
while I'm drinking wine,
it's a mess.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is her. Let me just go ahead and add her and see. Priscilla, is this you?
No, I think it's me.
Who?
I'm Key.
Okay, I'm waiting for Priscilla. That's why I'm like.
But I can definitely give my opinion really quick if you have a second, while Priscilla takes a second to join.
Girl, now they gonna give me a hard time if I let you do that. But go right here. Hurry up.
Let me tell you, this was an accident. I didn't even know when you said Priscilla. I'm like, I see my name pop up. I'm like, wait, but see, this is fate right here. This is God, because I've been trying to get on here for the longest. I accidentally got on here. This is like my third time. I'm at work. I'm breaking laws right now to get on
Girl,
this
well,
show,
I'm not trying to
Yanni.
get you fired. But what did you want to
No,
add
not
real quick?
literally. I'm being dramatic, but
Real quick.
yeah. I just have a couple of things I want to say. That's all.
Okay, go ahead. Real quick. Try to keep it short though.
Okay. Um. So the first thing that I thought about when I was watching this, I was thinking to myself, like, it kind of really made me emotional. The whole thing that Anton was saying about, like, I hate you and da da da, because that's real what he was saying.
Oh
Like, he
yeah.
wasn't. That's real. Like, he meant that, and the way that he said it with just such like conviction, and it just made me like afraid. You know, it just really like hit a nerve inside of me. And yeah, I just hate the fact that like this is becoming such like a public thing for everybody to see, because I also feel like that puts more of a target on our backs as Black women, because I feel like, you know, at the workplace where there's already like microaggressions, or just in general, you know, it's being more just out there publicly how these Black guys really feel about us. And I don't know, I feel unsafe. It makes me feel
How do you
unsafe.
feel about him being married to a Black woman while saying these type of things though,
Ooh,
and
that's a
having a
good
Black
question,
daughter?
Yanni. That's a good question. So, personally, I don't like to, you know, like mention people's sexuality either, because it's a touchy subject.
Ooh, I know where you're going with this.
However, I do feel like maybe that's a cover up. You know, I personally feel that way. And personally, I do agree with what you said about Pearl as well, about her, you know, probably most, you know, I see a little bit of the whole, I see it. I see a little bit of I see some type of butch, you know, I see some type of thing about her. I don't know. But yeah, Anton just really came off as a bully to me. It just screamed insecurity. And this just makes me more like confirmed in my decision that I'm kind of over the whole Black man thing. I don't know. I mean, I find Black men attractive and all that good stuff, but I put myself in spaces now where, you know, there's more white men than Black men, singles, you know, and I just, you know, because even if that's not how all of the Black men around think, but the fact that it's like this and not one person said anything in that, you know, call, that's threatening to me. I feel threatened by that.
Right.
Not just
Right.
him, but just other people.
Right.
You know. So
well, thank you, Key. I appreciate you for
thank you,
weighing in.
Yanni. I appreciate you for just letting me get that out. I love you. I love you.
Thank
I
you.
love you.
Thank
I've
you.
never met you a day in my life, but oh my gosh, like my family, my mom, nobody has ever really taught me as much as you have in like probably 7 months. So that's all I really wanted to say. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You enjoy the rest of your night. Don't get fired.
I won't. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay. P.
Yes,
How are you
ma'am.
doing? Hold on. Let me go ahead and remove this. Girl, you on my channel.
I can't believe it, girl. I cannot believe it. Thank you so much.
But listen, we all in Houston, by the way.
Oh, you in Houston?
Yes, yes.
Girl, we gonna have to link up.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So I saw you were in the chat. You was like, "Girl, let me drop some gems real quick," and I'm like, "Oh, I feel special." So what did you want to add?
You are special, first of all.
Thank you.
All women are special. There's a lot that women don't know. And I would like to say congratulations for telling them to stop listening to males. But the problem is you can't just tell people to do something, because that's not the mechanism of how psychology works. I don't care what males say. Every human is emotional. Let me give you the science before I even start talking. I went to school for cell and molecular biology. Okay, my core curriculum was biochemistry, organic chemistry 1 and 2, inorganic chemistry, biostatistic, genetics, and calculus 1 and 2, physics. I've taken all of those courses. I was also commissioned in the military as an officer. Spent 8 years in the Army, and top salesman in the car industry, cell phone industry, direct marketing industry. So I have hands-on experience with psychology. I was a straight A student in psychology and sociology. I've written 2 books. and I have direct hands-on experience with males. I've had 2 friends who are pimps. I know males better than they know themselves, and I listen to absolutely nothing they say, not a thing, right? Because let me tell you something about males. 1, they are predators. 2, women are a resource. Males are here to consume resources, and women are a resource to males. And the only thing that a male can tell you is how to lower yourself to make yourself an easier prey for him to get. He ain't worth listening to. But you can't tell women that because women have been conditioned with a bunch of junk programming. They've been going to church. They've been listening to Farrakhan. They've been listening to all of the rappers, and all of them teach women to lower yourself to get a man. But the male ain't bringing nothing to them but chaos, destruction, and everything else, diseases and everything, and entitlement. That's what they bringing. So the reason why males want to act like they're superior and that you need them, because they want to keep women in the dark about who they really are and act like they have some pristine wisdom that you need so they can protect you from who? Other males. But if they just tell you why you need to protect yourself from males, it would be easier for women to disconnect. But they don't want women to disconnect. Men don't want you to change. That's the bottom line. They don't want you to do anything different. The only thing that they're holding in their hand is they just want to blame you. That's it. You should have chose better. You should have knew better. Blah, 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 blah. But they don't actually want you to change because, see, they still need to get what's between your legs. But it ain't just what's between your legs, baby. You got a whole bunch of stuff that they want from you, a whole bunch. And then they'll make you think that you got to bargain with them for them to benefit off of you. So you can't tell women to just do something because that's not the mechanism for reprogramming the psychology. The programming for psychology is you have to reach a person's emotions. Every human is emotional. Emotion is energy in motion. Emotions are nothing but chemicals running through the body, and everybody responds to the environment based on those chemicals. Or the environment triggers the chemicals to flood your body and you respond based on those. That's emotion. So any dude running around here talking about we less emotional, actually, males are much more emotional than women. Why are they much more emotional than women? Because testosterone is a chemical that is concentrated in the male body 300 times more than that of a woman. There is a part of the brain called the orbital frontal cortex. The orbital frontal cortex is the part of the brain that controls impulse. Impulse inhibition. Well, guess what? That part of the brain is in direct relation with the amygdala. Does anybody know what the amygdala is? The amygdala is your emotional center. The orbital frontal cortex is the emotional control center. A woman's emotional control center, orbital frontal cortex, is larger in volume than her amygdala, which means she is better able to control her emotions than males. The interesting thing about a male, though, I don't listen to nothing males say because they talk from their emotions. They don't have no real logical or rational things to say. None of them. Okay. The orbital frontal cortex in the male, though, is smaller in volume compared to the female in relation to his amygdala, which means he has less ability to control his emotions. But that's not the only thing. Testosterone raised at higher levels triggers the amygdala, which has direct relation to his anger. And so men depend on cortisol to actually act as a negative feedback loop to bring that testosterone down, as opposed to the orbital frontal cortex. Because when a male's testosterone raises, it seems to cancel out his ability to control his emotions. So scientifically, the male is more emotionally reactive than the female. Women are more emotionally expressive. Males are more emotionally reactive. Expressive is the ability to effectively convey your feelings. The male does not have that ability. So since he doesn't know how to convey his feelings, speak, because his language patterns or his emotional vocabulary is low compared to the woman, he only knows how to react. Hence why the law has crimes of passion to take the male's nature into consideration. Right? Right.
Man, she tried. Oh, wow. I'm gonna have to go and subscribe to you.
Please let them know where they can find you at. Please, please, please.
They call me Princella the Queen Maker, and they call me Pastor P. You can find me at the High Power Podcast or youtube.com/the Queen Maker. I know males inside and out. I know everything there is to know about a male, and they can't tell me nothing. And so the only thing that I do is I talk to women and teach women exactly what I know about males. I wrote a book called The Game, 41 Shades of Men, The Pursuit to Subdue and Use You. Men are incapable of love. They don't even have the capability to love you. So if you are a woman trying to get love out of a male, you are wasting your time. And men will never tell you that they ain't even capable of love, because love is their money card. If they can make you jump through hoops to get something quote unquote special that is just for you, that he ain't gonna give to nobody else, baby, you willing to drain every ounce of value that you got. And the secret is he ain't even capable of love, but he'll make you think that he is, just so you can give up everything that he wants. And hell, Anton told two little girls on Just Pearly Things show. See, people wasn't listening, but I listening. He said it on the show. See, we slot women based on what we can use them for. I know. 41 Shades of Men, The Pursuit to Subdue and Use You. They ain't capable of love, but they are capable of draining you of every ounce of value that you got. The problem with women is they think that a man is approaching them for sex. Wrong. Sexual energy is the energy that males move on. They will have sex with you, but they have a rotating need list, because males are codependent by nature. They need women. See, men need women and women need each other, but they will not allow you to commune with each other because they need you as a resource. So they'll isolate you from everybody else so they can suck you dry. So he might use you because you have good credit. He don't think you pretty or nothing like that. You don't have anything else he want, but you got good credit. But this other chick, she has connections, right? Another one is young, pretty, and attractive, and he will use all of y'all, right? The problem with women is they think attraction is value. Baby, attraction is not equivalent or synonymous to value. Attraction is nothing more than an image that will get somebody's attention to draw them to the resource to consume. So let's take an apple, a fruit, or whatever you have. You're only going to approach that apple if it's shiny, but you're not approaching it to put it up as decoration. That apple has nutrients that your body needs. So as a human, you're attracted to it to consume, to take what's in it. You being pretty ain't nothing but a magnet to pull him to suck you dry out of whatever value you possess. And let me tell you, I don't care what you look like as a woman. You got something that a man won't, period. Don't let him make you think that you don't have something that he wants, because the only reason that he's approaching you is because you have something that he wants. And if you don't have something else that he wants, he will use you for that and then find another chick that has something that he wants, and he will use her too. And then he will play you both against each other, and both of y'all being dumb as hell because you're actually competing to see who can be used the most. Y'all out here promoting yourself as a benefits package for men to use. I ain't got shit for a man. Hey, I didn't hit the wall. Baby, let me tell you, I'm proud to let you know that I didn't hit the wall. I don't have nothing for you. My eggs done dried up. I ain't got no credit. I ain't got no house. I'm just a bum, baby mama, whatever. I'm that. So you can stay away because I ain't got nothing for you, baby. Get it yourself. Get it yourself. Because you a man, right? Get it yourself. I ain't got nothing for you.
Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you so much, girl. Thank you so much. Because
I don't hear you. Somebody, y'all went.
Oh no, I said thank you because, girl, I'm gonna watch this back tomorrow. Like, oh, okay. Like, I need to rehear it. You can't hear me at all. Can you hear us?
Can she hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Oh no, don't do me like this.
Well, I think she probably connecting on a.
I have no idea. She's not on mute on my side.
Okay, I hear you now.
Okay. I don't know what happened, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming up here and speaking. I really want the girls to go back to your YouTube channel because you got a lot of content and you got just so much over there for them, waiting for them because they need to hear something different.
Mm-hmm.
They do, and they need to hear the scientific background behind what others may be saying in this space. You bring something different, you bring something unique, and I just like how you break things down. So I'm probably gonna watch this again tomorrow. If I'm being completely honest, like, okay, let me get this again because you didn't tell no lies, and it's just, we're not taught this by other women.
That's because they don't know.
By our mothers. No, we don't.
They don't know. They don't know.
We got manipulated and molded, groomed, whatever the case may be, and so we consider ourselves less than. That's how we're taught.
Mm-hmm. Well, because here's the thing. We live in a patriarchal system, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the patriarchal system, let me tell you, this patriarchy is anti-nature. It's anti-nature. When you look in nature, there's over 40 species of females that kill the male during or after sex. Planet Earth is known as Mother Earth. It's known as Mother Nature. Everything is out of divine order. This is supposed to be a matriarchy. But because they have flipped nature on its head and made it patriarchal, they have placed the male in a position that he was not naturally meant to occupy. The male is incapable of doing all the stuff y'all begging him to do. They're not created to be leaders. The male can't even control his own emotions, let alone lead anybody anywhere. He has a hard time building himself up. He has a hard time not staying on his mama titty, right? He cannot even lead his own life. Everything that a male does, he has to stand on the back of a woman. I don't care. All of these corporations that are running, guess what? It's women running them. It's women who are the foundation of all of this stuff. It was women it was women that kept the country running when all of those males went to die in the World War. So the thing what people, there's a study that shows that women in the workforce work harder than males. Males and females complete on average about 66% of their tasks, but women are given 10% more work to do than males, and they still completing 66% of their tasks while being on the phone, right? So women are more productive. They're more capable. Scientific studies show you, even if you talk to millionaires and billionaires, they will let you know that it's women's energy that they have tapped into. A male can't do anything without a woman, period. But they will make you think you need them when it's them that need you like they need water. It's them that need you like they need air. And that's the reason why they're going crazy, because they put the male in a position that he was not naturally meant to occupy. They overinflated and overpopulated the world with 70 million more men than women in Asia, China, and India, right? Because they murdered all those baby girls. Now there's a gender imbalance. The artificial handicap ramp, the wheelchair ramp that they gave men. Baby, this is John Calhoun's Universe 25 experiment on steroids. John Calhoun took 4 pairs of mice, took them out of the wild, and put them in a utopia where he gave them everything that they needed. The driving motivation behind that experiment was, what would happen if all of our needs were met and catered for? Those 4 pairs of mice, which was 8 mice, multiplied and produced 2,200 mice before the utopia collapsed. Because that energy that would have been expelled, foraging for food and trying to survival of the fittest, it was trapped in a small environment. And guess what they did? They didn't do nothing but mate. Well, guess what? It's the same thing with the male. The male is ineffective because he's been given everything instead of working for it. Patriarchy created this artificial environment and started giving men stuff. Gave men women. Women are a resource. Men ain't supposed to have no access to women. The majority of them supposed to die with a dry dick. That's the bottom line. They shouldn't even have access to women, and they know it. They know it. But they've been given women. They've been given jobs. They've been given the quote unquote position of head of the household, a whole bunch of stuff that they didn't earn. And now this is how you develop narcissistic personality disorder.
Ooh, girl, they be feeling entitled.
Disorder. That word tells you that this condition happens because they are out of natural order. The male's ego has been artificially inflated and given entitlement. And guess what? I just told you about the brain. Testosterone triggering the amygdala, which makes males more violent, angry. Anger is that emotion. Well, guess what? When you overinflate the ego by telling these men that they something that they not, that God was made in the image of a man, that God is a man, right? That the woman is a helpmeet that's supposed to be there so he can suck all his needs off of her, right? That the woman can't do this and can't do that. Guess what's happening when they're looking out into the world? They're experiencing a large onset of cognitive dissonance. And people who experience cognitive dissonance experience large levels of anger because they are getting angry because the resource that was once given to them is walking away and they can't reach it because they think they're entitled. They also think that somebody lied to them because women ain't supposed to be outdoing men, but they are.
Yeah.
And that's anger. That's angering them. And then their primary need, which is sex, they can't get it met. And it's a whole bunch of males out here. So the planet is in trouble. because males are realizing that the handicap ramps, the wheelchair ramps are falling down. Ain't nobody giving them nothing no more. So they have been epigenetically altered and they have adapted to an artificial environment, and they don't know how to survive in a more natural environment where they have to compete for what they want. They don't know how to do it.
Is this why we being attacked mentally? Because we're like, it's like a spiritual warfare.
It is. It is. And they will gaslight you because this is their last attempt to hold on to a changing society. Because what they don't realize is the nuclear family is an artificial creation. It's not even real. The only reason that they even created the nuclear family to begin with was when the injured males came back from the World War. They didn't have nowhere for them to be. So they rebranded family. But family was extended family once upon a time. Nuclear family cut the woman off from her support system and put all the labor onto her, and it ain't never been like that. See, it used to be it takes a village to raise a child. What happened to the village? The nuclear family happened to the village. The nuclear family happened to the village. And then men brought women down to the level of a male. Women have been affected in this artificial environment as well. Women have forgotten how to be women. The same way the mice in John Calhoun's Rat Utopia experiment forgot how to be mice. You all have adapted to this artificial environment so much and conditioned with patriarchal philosophies such as materialism, capitalism, egoism, all this stuff. Those philosophies come out of the mind of males. That is the nature of a male. So y'all competing against women to see who can be the best benefits package is idiotic, first of all. Number two,
like that.
But it's true. You got women literally competing with each other to find out who can suck dick the best.
Yep.
It's stupid. Who can be the best slave? Like I went in on this chick, she gonna talk about ladies, what you ain't willing to do, I'm willing to do. Oh, that's right. Girl, I'm gonna put you to the test. I'm gonna make sure you willing to do all kind of fuck shit, right? Because I'm gonna teach you a lesson. Women do not compete with each other. The power is in women. Males compete with each other. And the mere fact that women have allowed males to bring them to the level of them is psychotic, right? But it is only because you have adapted to this artificial environment. I wish I would compete with a woman. Baby, appearance and looks ain't the value. What you have inside of you is the value. And baby, a man will suck you dry out of all of that until you ain't got nothing left, and he'll discard you and go to something else because they are predators by nature. Y'all ever heard the term gentleman? You ever heard the word gentleman? Have you ever even thought about that word? Gentleman. Why do you need a word to distinguish a male from a gentleman? Simple. Because males are not gentle by nature. This is a production to rebrand his image to humanize a fucking beast. To humanize a beast. Because testosterone, the chemical, that's what makes them who they are. Just look around the world and see what you see with men running the country. What do you see? Be honest. In Afghanistan, the economy is so jacked up. Men are running it. It is under Islamic rule. Prophet Muhammad was allowed to marry a 9-year-old child, Aisha. Right? This is under men's rule, right? Well, why are 70-year-old men, 55-year-old men buying little girls to marry over there because the family don't have food. So the fathers are selling their young underage girls to old men for them to marry. This is what you get with male rule, because males rape. They suck dry. Look at the planet. They raping the planet of resources.
Ooh,
look at what they're doing. The only reason we able to talk on the phone is because they got child slaves over there digging for coltan. Mother Earth, they raping Mother Earth. All they do is take. And so here's the thing. Planet Earth is an organism. It is an organism. And a living organism must maintain homeostasis. And homeostasis includes a symbiotic relationship between living organisms, an interdependent relationship. Let me give you an example of interdependency. The trees give off oxygen. Humans need oxygen to live. You breathe in oxygen and you expel what? Carbon dioxide. The trees soak up that carbon dioxide. This is what you call a symbiotic relationship. Give and take, and keep that life force energy circulating. Women don't realize that they are not in symbiotic interdependent relationships with men. Males are codependent by nature. They cannot stand on their own. They have to hook up an umbilical cord to a woman to suck dry. If you don't believe me, why do men perish before women? Why does a married man's life extend that beyond a single male's life? But the woman's life gets cut short. Why do men need you so much? Why is MGTOW growing? Why are the passport bros? They claim they don't need you, but that's all they're looking for is a woman to suck dry. You're not in an interdependent relationship when you're with males. You are in a codependent relationship with males. This is why men do not like independent women. Independent women do not have a need. Independent women do not have a need that men can manipulate to suck out of. He needs you to have a need so that he can get his needs met. If you do not have a need, it makes it difficult for him to manipulate you for you to fulfill his need. The male is codependent by nature. Humans are independent of the trees, but we work symbiotically. The male does not want the woman to be independent because he needs her like he needs air. And if he don't get it, then he becomes angry, aggressive, and entitled. Look at the world. Just look at it. Listen to them talking. They telling you. Anton Daniels say we slot women for what we can use them for. He said it on Just Pearly Thing show. And I did a whole show breaking it down. So can't now one of them lie because it's up there.
Wow. Well, thank you, P. I appreciate you for coming up here and speaking. Ladies, her YouTube channel, I'll leave a link. It's in the chat. Thank you so much for coming up here and just giving your take. You know, it's nice to hear a different take because it's different. It's perspective. So, ladies, you can take what you want to take from it. And then what you don't want to take from it, you don't have to take. Okay? It's your choice. You have free will.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get out. You got three types of people. You got queens, who are the most powerful piece on the chessboard. You got concubines and slaves. I want slaves and concubines to remain there because I need them to suck you dry, right? And stay away from the queens that I'm trying to build. So if it ain't for you, baby, stay a slave, baby. Go clean the drawers. Go clean his dirty drawers. Kevin Samuels was trying to teach him how to clean they behind all that. You wash them and let him bust all in you, and you have all the kids. Thank you, Yanni. I'll see you later.
Thank you. You have a nice day.
All right.
Or night. Okay. So I'm gonna continue because we're not done.
Right.
We're not done, but I do want to continue because she dropped a lot for women to think about. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and continue because I still have more questions for you.
I'm ready.
Let me see, what time is it? It's 10 o'clock. Okay, let me try to wrap this up in like 30 minutes. But let me put this back up on the screen though. Hold on, is it this one? Ooh, the men not gonna be happy about that one. They're not gonna be happy about
No,
that.
they not. Oh, they gonna
But I
call
like it though. It gives them something.
misandrous, so they gonna
Oh
just
yeah, oh yeah, girl.
girl. They gonna say, "I knew B. Taylor hated men." I'm just sitting here.
Man, it's funny, but okay, let's continue.
It's hard getting rid of thick hips and thighs. I mean, they tried, but shoot, beauty standards change.
I don't know, Q. Most women
At one point,
today and forever have always been more overweight.
I mean, okay, true, but it's gotten worse now. At one point, perms were in, right? It was the straight hair that was in. Now it's the natural curly look. You don't remember that decade? I mean, that was your error with the perms.
I agree with you,
I've always
Q, on
liked
that.
girls
got
that
a
are
point.
slim.
It never, even Sir Mix-a-Lot said it like back in the day, you know what I'm saying, when Baby got back, you know, Cosmo says you're fat, but I ain't down with that. You get what I'm saying? So back in the 80s, yes, it was the standard. B. Taylor is right. It was a standard for slim Barbie girls back in the day when we were 80s kids, but that has dramatically changed.
Hey, when y'all say shaming, who is shaming females' bodies? Like who? I don't hear no men shaming females' bodies.
Oh, if you was thick back in the day, you was fat, big booty, hips,
I
and
mean,
all. It
no, so
didn't
like
matter at all.
fat, like everybody is going to clown somebody that's fat, but I'm talking about outside of fat, like what men are shaming women's bodies?
I mean, we want to say shame, but at one point in time, women didn't like their lips being too thick, and that wasn't a thing back then, right? Now it is a trend, right? So I don't say shame, but
I think
for me,
I think women care too much about what other women think. Because, like, think about this, right?
I agree with him on that. Women care way too much about what other women think. 1,000% agree with him on that one.
If men call other men ugly, nobody gives a fuck. But like if a woman calls another woman ugly, or you got a funny looking body or something like that, then she feels insecure. But it's like, why do you care about another woman's opinion? Like, you don't.
Again, men speaking on women and our experiences. Listen, a man can be ugly, fat, bent out of shape, but if he got money, he gets a pass. A woman can be attractive and have a lot of money and it still not be enough. Because again, attractiveness is subjective. It depends. I mean, you may, but you may not. But a man, as long as he got money, that's it. That's all he got to worry about. He could be short, he could be fat, just really sloppy. And as long as he got that money, he good. He is good. But women is different. So that's why women go to these extreme lengths, because they feel like they have to. The system that we live in makes them feel like they are required to in some cases. So Jonathan Majors is a great example. But I do feel like women do compete with other women. They do. They do. And it's an imaginary competition. Like, you really in competition with yourself. You fighting. You really fighting yourself. You beating yourself up. So I 1,000% agree with what he originally said, but also we are required to show up differently in the world. I mean, this man was just talking about this woman's stretch marks an hour ago. So I don't know. I don't know.
You don't date women. You don't get money from women. Like, you don't really need their attention. So why is their opinion so valid to you?
You have no idea what we're doing. You have no clue whatsoever.
I think the reason why women care is because we're constantly being pinned against the next woman. So women care. So then we start to compare ourselves. That's why women care. It is what it is.
I agree, because if a woman gets mad at me, she's coming for my hair, she's coming for if my nails are done. Like, I feel free when I don't have my nails done at times. I mean, it's cute, but like, men still come up and talk. They don't care about that. Like, that's the women that's like, girl, why you got your nails done? Why your wig ain't slayed? Why is da 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 da? Like, it is a compliment. When we go out, we compete with each other. We compete with other women. Because men tell us all the time, they don't care about the makeup, they don't care about the wigs, they don't care about all this other stuff. We still do it because I feel like we do compete with each other.
Yep. What do you think we can do to change that?
Stop caring what other women think if it's working for you. I mean, I don't think all men are bad. Like, because I'm like, what we supposed to do? I don't want to date no woman. I want to date a man. But I want to date a healthy man. I want to date a man that is aligned with my beliefs and stuff like that. But I think that women should stop constantly trying to please other women, because it's the aesthetics that we're giving. It's hard to tell. Let me not go there. Let me not go there. Let me not go there. I'm gonna just leave it there.
You sure that's all you want to say? I feel like in order to stop it, I really think women need to stop listening to men that have nothing to really show for the things that they stand on. Like, if a man don't have nothing to show for what he stand on, and I'm not talking about a YouTube channel. You know, I'm talking about he needs to have a lot of resources backing the things that he's saying. Otherwise, you shouldn't even be listening to him. You shouldn't even be considering anything that he has to say, because he doesn't have any resource backing up what he is saying.
That's true.
It's really that simple for me.
It's like some of the men, they'll like shame you, right, for like being a single mom or something. But then that same man is divorced with kids, single, 2 times your age, and you're like, but sir, I'm sorry, why am I listening to you? So I definitely do agree. Like, women should kind of like look at his resume. Like, okay, what is it about you that I should be listening to? Are you somebody I'm inspiring to be? Is your mindset is inspiring as well?
No. A lot of times though, you're gonna bump into more men that have a horrible mindset than men who do, and you just need to be real about that. Don't be gullible and naive. But I just wanted to play this clip because y'all know how I am. I allow people to come on here and speak and give their perspective. I don't shut people down when I don't agree. I don't call them out their name. I allow people to speak, period. So Anton did a response video regarding all the backlash. So I like for people to come on and speak their piece and somewhat defend themselves, because it's just the right thing to do. So I'm going to play this clip. And he made a response to a lot of things that took place over the weekend. I really wanted to do this on Monday, but he wanted to speak on all the backlash, all the hate that he's getting and things like that. So let's take a listen.
Stay on code is just a wild concept to me. Because what does being on code mean? I've seen some of the people that's the closest to me betray me. Several different people betrayed me this weekend. It's wild. Was they on code? I see people getting divorced and then throwing their former spouse under the bus every single day. Are they on code? I see people that was supposed to have your back and then go and mention your name and talk negatively about you on other platforms. Are they on code? Y'all make up terms and definitions according to whatever suits whatever it is that you got going on at the time. You know where my code lies? The same place that it's always been. rocking with people that roll with me, if I know you in real life, and I have your phone number, and I've actually linked up with you as far as had you in my city, I think that that's a completely different conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've met my daughter and, you know, you've been to my home, I can't ever mention your name or throw smut on your name in a negative way. I don't care what you do to me. Now, that's what my code is. And maybe it's just the city that I'm from. I got a different kind of code. You know what I'm saying? My code is a little bit different. Let me also give you another code. My code and my loyalty also lies with my wife. I've seen people say negative things and throw smut on my wife's name. And she ain't never did nothing to nobody. You know what they look like? They was from the black community. You know what people told me? Oh man, ignore it. It's for a bigger purpose. I said, so wait a minute. You telling me that the black community, you know, the ones that killed Malcolm X, you know, those people. You know, the ones that was talking negatively and throwing smut on Martin Luther King's name before he died? Yeah, most black people didn't like Martin Luther King before he died. Now he got a holiday in his name. You know, those type of people. You know, the same black people that voted for Obama, even though he didn't champion none of y'all causes and y'all still holding him down? Yeah, those type of black people. So I'm supposed to hold down these same people. You know, the ones that be in your comments?
Now, wait a minute. Did he break code first? I thought it was set up that once you break code, the loyalty is
is done. So look,
it's expired.
So who he's talking about? He's talking about Six.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He was talking about Six the Goddess. There's been other videos that she saw where he was talking about, oh, y'all women, y'all are grifters, y'all doing the same thing as Pearls. So y'all just have y'all titties out and showing y'all body. So it was kind of like he was throwing shots at somebody, you know, and so he threw my name in there. I'm sorry, am I echoing?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, cool. Sorry. I think I'm echoing. I don't know why I'm echoing. Okay. Yeah, he threw me under the bus because Anton wanted to interview me. He wanted to also fly me out to Detroit and do an interview and also have me on his show. He said it publicly. I will fly you out first class, put you in a nice hotel.
Okay, they are saying there's an echo. I don't know what's going on with that. Let me make sure it's not me. Okay, I don't think it's on my side.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you. I just type 1 if it's an echo.
Is it an echo? I don't feel like I hear it anymore.
Okay, I don't think so either. I think you're good.
I don't know why I'm echoing. Hold on, let me go check. Yeah, my cancellation. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know. It's echoing. I can hear myself too. I don't have anything playing.
Just go right ahead. Either they want to hear.
Sorry, I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, he said that he was gonna treat me right, but I never understood why he wanted to interview me because I don't know. But then I saw how the whole thing went down with Six, and it made me question. Like he threw that in her face. Like I flew you out. I put you in a nice hotel, and and then he threw my name in there and told her that he was talking about me. I said, you wasn't talking about me, Anton, because Anton just got my number last month. And I told her, like, I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I don't know why my name was even brought up, and I'm just very disappointed. Like, I commended Anton, like, Anton, stick to the money talk. Stick to the economy talks. This whole relationship stuff, you've been married since you were like, I guess in high school or so, out of high school. Like he's been married for a very long time.
Right.
So I'm like,
Wow. I
you
didn't
don't have
know
that
that.
experience, and that's what people try to tell him. Anton, you don't have the same experience. Yes, you married your wife, and that's great. You have a beautiful family and everything like that, right? Successful money wise, but the relationship stuff and the disrespect, I think that just really taints him. That really, really taints. Like from a PR standpoint, he think being public enemy number one is cool, and it's not. It's like you lose out on bigger opportunities when you're going against, I guess, Cole, but it's not even a Cole you're going against, Anton. Like you're going against people who support you, people who look up to you, people who see you as a black man who married
Right.
a black woman who has a
Right.
black family, who is a black man who's successful, that's out here teaching us the game about money. He needs to stick to that. That's why I personally subscribe to his channel, because when he talks about money, it's like he gives good advice on that, but is he arrogant? Yes. And I asked him, I said, Anton, do you think you're a narcissist? He goes, no, I'm a sociopath. He said it on the live. I'm a sociopath. And I'm like, well, I didn't say it. He did. I never called him anything. He asked me, did I think that he's a narcissist? I said, I can't diagnose you. But what do you think?
Right.
So I don't know if it's just like this. I don't know if it's for entertainment, because I would want to believe that obviously his wife and his child loves him. There's people around him that's like, oh, he's not really like that. So I don't know. I'm like confused, because I would have been down to do the interview, but I told him straight up, like, I don't know if I'm going to get this person that says, you hoes, you black hoes,
Right.
you F your kids. I would never want to fly somewhere
Oh, yeah.
by myself in a whole nother city just to get degraded and talked to crazy and sent home like in a bad state of mind. Like I would never want that. So it's like you also don't make people feel safe to want to do that. Like, you know, because you don't know what you're gonna get from that.
I wanted to respond to the House of Hypocrites and things like that. You mad that there's a woman talking to women in the way that men talk to women? She's literally taking your formula that you use, that men use on women, and she's using it on women to empower them. And you're mad about that? That's all she did. That's literally all she did. She studied males. She took your formula and she's using it to empower women, and you're scared about that. That's exactly what she's doing. Yeah, that is exactly. We're talking about Priscilla right now. That's all she's doing. That is all she is doing. If you can, I don't know, deep dive and get on the level of thinking that we're all on, you would understand that she's literally taking what you guys do and she is applying it to women in an empowering way. She's taking the same formula. It just looks different. It's being used different, but it's the same formula. So
I mean, that is what they're teaching men is these women this, these women that. Like, y'all don't say nothing positive about women. They don't say nothing positive about women. It's all our fault why the economy is, who the president is, these kids, these men being criminals. It's all our fault. But I guess are we supposed to be the leaders, Yanni? Like, are we the leaders?
We've been forced in that position in the black community for a
very
long time.
When we do take that position, we too strong and masculine, and independent. So which one is it? Which position are you going to put us in?
But I just wanted to point that out, because he's saying she lying about biology. Men lie about all kind of stuff. So I just don't want to hear that. It's a different perspective. You either can respect it or you don't have to. But don't try to call a spade a spade. Listen, it is what it is. Call it what it is. I see both sides. I see you playing your side. I see her playing her side. And it's literally the same. It's just the formula is being applied differently. That's it. That is it. But you don't want me to think like that. You don't want me to, you want me to be dumb. I don't understand. She's taking exactly what men do. She's applying it in the way that men do to women in an empowering way, and you're mad about it. I don't know. I just think it's funny. And then women in the chat were like, "This is so extreme. Men are extreme. Men are extreme. We've seen how extreme they can be. Yeah. So take what you can from that information. Take what you can from that information and use it to your benefit. At the end of the day, you have to be honest with yourself. Like, you know your situation better than anybody. I don't know your situation like that. Still be an individual. It's up to you. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, you need to do this. Do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, listen, all she's doing is taking the formula that men have and she's teaching you with it. That's it. That's really it.
On all of this extra shit, but there was
wait, y'all. This is my favorite part. But let's continue.
Never subscribed in the first place. I know my people did the analytics. See, what people don't understand is that on YouTube, you can go through, if you have a creator's account, you can go through and see in the comments exactly who subscribed to you when they read their comments. Every single person that wrote a negative comment in any of your comments, none of them was subscribed. So if you wasn't rocking with me in the first place, are you telling me that I'm supposed to throw my wife under the bus or forego what my daughter and my wife mean to me in order to make sure that I'm on call with people that'll kill me and stab me in the back? Y'all smoking crack. I don't know where y'all from. I don't know where y'all came from. Where I'm from, you hold down the people that hold you down. That's where I'm from. You don't go with mob mentality and that. See, I don't think that men are standing on business. I see a bunch of men simping. I see a bunch of men pandering. I see a bunch of men that switch up sides whenever their feelings mean something to them. And they don't stand on nothing. I think that, I could be wrong here. I think that real men stand on their square. Now, we can agree, we can disagree. Malcolm and Martin, they didn't see things the same way. Absolutely not. But one thing that they wasn't going to do, they wasn't going to talk shit about each other's wives. They wasn't going to throw smut on each other's wives' name. They wasn't gonna, I had a black man, really, I had a black man. You know what he did? He jumped on Fight Club and he called my wife a bitch over this weekend. Nobody said nothing. They ain't tripped.
Well, Anton, you created that invitation, sir. When you was out here calling black women bitches and hoes,
directly to them, not just general. He said it to women. Like we just watched it.
I'm tired of you hoes. I'm tired of you bitches. I'm tired of you 304s.
He called somebody's daughter and mother a monkey. So it's like you give the energy the energy you give, you're gonna get back. So I know nobody. Yeah, am I saying his wife deserves that? No, not at all. Like nobody should be calling his wife that, right?
Exactly.
But when you put that negative energy out there and call other people directly a monkey, disgusting, hoe, bitch, all this stuff, don't think that it's not going to come back to you. It's not going to come to you. It's going to come to something that's going to hurt you, which is where your heart lies, is with your family. They're going to attack your wife. They're going to attack his wife because they see that that's his weakness. So they're going to hit him where it hurts because he's hurt other people.
Yep. And it was another man that did it, but he got to understand, when you out here calling women bitches and hoes on your platform and you beating on your chest, yeah, I'm a man. Think about the men you're influencing. Think about the men that are attracted to what you're doing. You think they're not going to talk to your wife like that? You think they're not going to talk to your daughter like that? You out of your mind. That's why this whole situation was ridiculous. And now you want to sit here and be like, oh, this man called my wife a bitch. Sir, you invited those demons onto your platform and now they're attacking your wife. I'm not surprised by any of that. What you put out is what you get back. And it's just that simple. So now he want to be the victim. How many women did you make a victim before you became a victim? Let's think about that for a sec. Let's go through all of these panels and let's really sit here and think about that for a sec. So now your wife's a victim. Your wife is a victim. You not. You the instigator. You created all of this mess, all of this drama. You need to be sitting in the corner thinking about your life and where it's going, because it is a mess right now and you created all of it. All of it. You got people in your corner turning away from you because they like, bro, you doing way too much. Like, what who are you? Because this is not the Anton that I met. I met you one time on a panel and I thought you were a respectable guy. I'm like, okay, he married to a Black woman. I like a lot of his talking points. There are a lot of things that we agree on, but like, I don't know who this man is today.
That's why I said I don't know if it's a character, because I've seen like the Anton where I'm on a panel and they the men try to tag team me or jump on me, and he'll jump in and be like, nah, y'all not about to do that. You know, like he'll come in and I'm like, okay, that's okay, cool. Like, you know, and even when he made a video about me, I don't know if you're gonna talk about that later. Or...
No, this is the last one, because I don't want to add that in. I didn't want to add all that in. But go ahead. You can explain it to him.
Yeah, so that video, like where I was in the chat, he was talking about Pearly, and I said, Anton, I know you're just trying to take up for her because she's the outlier. And I feel like Anton probably was the outlier. Like he was the one that he wasn't the cool kid, right? He wasn't the kid that people probably underestimated him. So now he's like showing his haters like, yeah, y'all underestimate me, and here I am, right? But you can't do that for everybody. Everybody don't deserve that, you know? And so he said to me, well, Brittany, basically like, you know, B. Taylor, like, you don't work hard enough. You don't work hard enough. You let Pearl outwork you. That I could be bigger than Pearl. My platform can be bigger. He pointed out my YouTube channel. I got like 47,000 subscribers. And he pointed out, oh, look at your YouTube channel compared to like Pearly's. You know, like you could be bigger than her, but you don't work hard. First of all, I do work hard. I'm not a 27, 26-year-old. Let me not use race. You know, white woman.
But it's the truth.
With the rich father who gave her money.
Pearly had a trust fund. So a lot of Black people would be bigger if we had a trust fund. We just
right. And I'm like, she don't probably pay no bills, but when she started, her bills were probably getting paid for. She is very privileged and come from a very wealthy background. I work for everything. I paid my way through school. Okay, I got my degree. I interned. I didn't work for big places like ESPN and all these other places by myself. I didn't have nobody cheering me on. I had to cheer my damn self on. So if Anton would have took the time to get to know who I am, instead of dragging me and saying that, like I took it as like constructive criticism, but other people were like, nah, like I don't like the way he just dragged you like that and saying you don't work hard. Because if people really knew me, I have a video right now saying I lost my first job at 4 months pregnant. Okay, I didn't have a job until I didn't know what I was gonna do. I worked really hard to get to where I am. I'm pretty successful. I've won awards. I worked my butt off. When I was her age, she ain't touching me. Okay, I have a whole career outside of YouTube. YouTube is my passion, what I do. But don't compare my YouTube success with somebody else's because I only got 47,000 subscribers. Like, and then you compare me to somebody who got time. Who ain't got no
she got employees. She got
a whole staff. She got workers, her Africans, to do her thumbnails, to do her videos, to upload content for her. Everything that I do it by myself. On top of that, I'm a mom. On top of that, I pay my own bills. On top of that, I take care of, I have a 9 to 5. I work I'm climbing the corporate ladder. You can't tell me if you got a chance to get to know me, you actually be pretty proud where the fuck I came from. Because I didn't have people cheering me on. And I'm sorry for cursing like that, but it just makes me mad because I have people commenting saying, get to work, get to work. Like, are you doing it as in like you believe in me? Or are you doing it as in like you don't have no room to talk because you're not as successful? I am successful. I'm just successful in my own way.
They don't see our success because they feel like because they mama did it, that's what we supposed to do. So it doesn't get any real recognition from them at all. But that I just wanted to show this clip towards the end because I just thought it was kind of interesting how he felt some type of way for people attacking his wife. But I'm like, you invited those people into your space. And of course, they're going to call your wife out her name because that's what you were out here promoting. So they thinking that that's who you are. So I'm going to match that energy with what you putting out. And so now he's upset about that. But I'm like, listen, it is what it is. How the language that you use on your platform, it will create a certain audience for you. So you got to be careful with that. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live right here. This video is not going to stay up. I'm going to be real with you. It's not going to stay up. I'm going to save it because of the language that was used in this live. And I'm going to put it on Patreon. So if you're interested, it will be on Patreon. But I'm going to chop this up and put different clips out here and advertise it differently. But I gotta get the language cut up because girl, they gonna demonetize and then strike and all of this other stuff. So I'm gonna chop it up and have it chopped up and just roll out some clips late the remainder of this week. But thank you, B. Taylor, for coming up here and just, standing up for yourself, because that's what this was really about. You didn't deserve the treatment that you got. I talked to JR. He felt really bad about it. Well, I talked to his assistant and he felt really bad about it. And so I talked to him about it. I'm like, hey, this man is doing recaps on your panels. He's using your network name. And then he's having these think pieces and things like that. And it's branding your network and it makes you look bad. That's what I told his assistant. So I don't know if his assistant relayed that message, but I'm like, listen, JR, you got to control your chat. And if you feel like, or your panels, if you feel like it's out of control, then chop it up, remove some people, set some boundaries, set some rules. Like we have to conduct ourselves in spaces like this professionally. People are watching. We really don't know who's watching. So it's something that we really have to think about. I'm going to end the live here. Again, thank you, B. Taylor.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you. I always said, like, in the back of my head, I always wanted to collaborate with you. And I know under these circumstances, but I really, really, really appreciate this for giving me a voice. And, like, I love your audience. So, like, if y'all want to, y'all don't have to. If y'all want to subscribe to B Taylor TV, I greatly appreciate it as well.
What can they look forward to? Because we talked about this.
Yes, we did. So right now, I'm talking about mental health. I do topics, kind of like trending topics as well, but it's always like a lesson learned out of it. Like, how can you learn? But my old videos definitely drop some gems on the dating world, and just if you're a mom, you're a single mom, and you just need some extra help there, or how to co-parent, mental health, like depression, anxiety, if you're dealing with that, I just dropped just basically encouragement. I just want y'all to look at me like a friend. Honestly, like, you come on my channel, I'm gonna talk to you like we friends, and you can just sit and just watch and talk. So
friends make mistakes.
Friends make mistakes, so just give me a little grace.
Friends make mistakes. Friends don't get it right the first time. Friends do take accountability. They do.
I will be making. We talked about this. I will be explaining some things for my old audience because there's just some things that I need to talk to them about.
Okay, so you can get all of that on her channel. So when I chop this up, I'm gonna have the links and everything. But thank you so much for coming up here and being the voice for Black women and defending yourself, even though it had to be 5 months later. But listen, it is what it is. These men are getting karma faster nowadays. Like, I've never seen this a day in my life. I'm like, damn, this was just 5 months ago, and this man getting dragged all up and down my YouTube news feed. And then you come to me about some things, and I'm like, girl, he said this, he did this. No wonder. So it's like that energy is returning faster these days. Listen, if you don't like that type of energy, don't put it out. It's really that simple. So thank you. You enjoy the rest of your nights. And I'm probably going to chat with you probably after this, to be honest, offline.
Okay. Yes.
So, all right. You enjoy the rest of your night, or I'll just talk to you later.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, so I just wanted to go ahead and end it here, you guys. Make sure you check out Priscilla's channel. Listen, her views are just as extreme, probably more extreme than Cynthia G. So if you're not ready for that type of content, then don't go over there and just be like, Listen, her views are very extreme. I've seen more extreme views in the male sector, but because she's a woman and it's extreme, it's a problem. Y'all do that to every woman that has extreme views. Cynthia G is another one, but I feel like she on a higher level than Cynthia G. Take the information for what you want to take it for. Keep it pushing. You don't have to agree with everybody, okay, on every little thing. I wish Black people could practice having a disagreement and not turning it into a beef or, oh, I just don't like that person. Actually research the things that she's saying. Look into the things that she's saying. Because you hear words, you hear sentences, you get triggered, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm like, actually listen to what she's saying. Do the research, because a lot of the things that she's saying is rooted in science. Look into what she's saying to see if it's true before you just automatically just dismiss her because her views are extreme. It's something to think about. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you, ladies, for tuning in. Tonight was extremely long and I enjoyed it. And you guys enjoy the rest of your night. And I'll have this stuff. I'll have this live chopped up and packaged better sometime this week. So you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you. Please give the video a thumbs up. Good night.